best lighting. We're back in the bathroom. It's not a bathroom, it's a co-working space, but the walls are reminiscent of a bathroom. Can't be in the Airbnb today, so we're back in this setting. It doesn't matter, we always find a way to spend some time together. I'm trying to get some good lighting, but also I don't like that glare on my forehead. If I had hair here, it wouldn't look like this. But hold on, watch this. Watch this. D Skizzle, good to see you. Good to see you. Watch this. Boom. No glare. Bet. Hollis, how you doing? How you doing? Solve that problem. Angela, good to see you. World's best moderator checking in. I bought this hat just for that. Just for that. I said, in case that glare gets on the top of that dome, we can throw the hat on. I'll probably be a little hot, but hey, we here. Victory, how you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. How you doing, Bella? Yeah, man. We have plus the hat is part of the brand. You know what I mean? Every so often I have to bring the hat out because it's on brand. It's part of my personal brand. I saw somebody on YouTube wearing one of these today. I was like, whoa, wait a second, bro. Don't do it. Don't do it. And, if I'm being honest, he wasn't wearing as good as me. Okay. Yeah, we're back in the stall again. Every so often I got to, film from here just to give y'all something to pick on me about. Jay Cortez, good to see you. Day 996, almost 1,000 days. Let's go. Let's go. Hey, 3 more roses. Today is the day. We're not playing with them no more. We've been talking about it. Today is the day we start, I hope all of us can agree, today is the day we start taking back control, because why not? Why not? What else have we got going on? That's more important than life. Everything we got going on in life is second to life itself. So the more control we have over life, the better that will be. Provided we, control our lives in a proper manner. There's that too. 10 more days, Victory's on Amtrak trip. I can't wait to hear about it. How you doing, Rain? Not a bathroom stall. Not a bathroom stall. I know y'all just saying that to mess with me, because in the thumbnail, you can obviously see there's a whole, co-working. There's a hole beside me. So this would be a very weird bathroom if this was the back of it. If I was sitting on the toilet and that would be a very open-minded co-working space. That would be crazy. My week was great, Bobby. Can't complain. It actually went by quicker than I thought it would. How was yours? Another day of freedom. Let's go. Looks like a Buc-ee's stall. I've never been to Buc-ee's. I kind of want to go, just to say I've went and see what all the hype is. But, I've never been to Buc-ee's. Okay, Angela finally cleaned the apartment. Enjoy a clean place. Let's go. Yeah, modern bathrooms, that would solve a lot of the problems people have. All these, I think the bathroom debates have died down a little bit, but hey, if we just had, glass bathrooms and you could just go wherever you want it, solve all that problem. Size overload. You quit your job today? Congratulations. Well, let me just say, like, are congratulations in order? I don't want to say congratulations and you're like, I didn't want to quit. But like, if you were trying to quit, if you needed to quit and you finally got up out of there and quit, that's amazing. That's amazing. Congratulations. Once again, see, taking back control of our lives. So if you think about it, there are so many aspects and areas of our life that we just kind of do things because someone gave us the job. And then we kind of live in the city we live in because we've always lived there, or that's where we found a job. We kind of stay in the apartment that was the first one to give us financing. We drive the car that was the cheapest one they had on the lot that they would finance. So much of our life is just kind of like dictated by society, and going along with how society says we have to live our life within that framework, whatever was easier. But I think that's why a lot of times we wake up and we're not totally thrilled with our life, because we're not in control. We're just kind of saying yes to the easiest option, the most comfortable option. That we're saying yes to the options that other people gave us, as opposed to picking our own options. Where do I want to live? Where do I want to work? What do I want to drive? How do I want to dress? A lot of times we just dress like everybody else around us. You know, like if you just stop and look at your life sometimes and be like, am I actually doing the things I want to do? Or am I just doing the things that like everybody else does, or the things that like were easiest for me to do? David Peters, thank you, thank you, thank you. Super Chat Squad, I appreciate that so much. Let me give you a like on that. Super Chat Squad coming in early. David said the OG, hey, we have been doing this for a minute. We've been doing this for a minute, you know? So I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. Appreciate the support. Thank you so much, David. D Skizzle says your retirement video hit so good. I plan way too much for that and forgot to actually live sometimes. Yeah, man. And like I say, it's not a lot of this stuff like isn't our fault because like we're just going along with what everybody said to do. You know, every since right after they told you you had to have like go to school, get good grades, get a good job, they was like and start planning for retirement. Ex Haley, how you doing? Go to school, get a good job. As soon as you get that good job, they're like, are you planning for retirement? So at 23 years old, they got you already worrying about retirement. Are you planning for retirement? Because you need to have $1.5 million saved up. Meanwhile, half the world, if not more, has no concept of retirement. Half the world, if not more, actually, I'm gonna look the stats up one of these days. Half the world, if not more, has no concept of retirement and makes way less money than we make and are less stressed about it than us. Think about that one. I'll say most of the world, a good portion of the world makes way less money than most of us make. Even if we're broke by, Western standards, we probably make way more money than most of the world. They make way less money than us, and they have no concept of retirement. And they're less stressed about it than us. How am I stressed out making good money? It's funny. It's funny. April said, I know more about what I don't want. True. Yeah, because that's all they teach us. Black Hole, how you doing? Can I elaborate more on my thoughts on that? I feel like we went kind of in depth in the video. If you haven't watched that video, it's my latest one. It's just, yeah, I mean, and here's the thing too. I don't know what the future is going to hold. I don't know what the future is going to hold. I just know it's not 98% sure it's not going to be what the past held. So I think we have to looking at it from that angle, ask ourselves, okay, what's the smart move for me in this current climate, as opposed to hanging on to beliefs from the 70s or before that. Exactly, Angela. You can't even be a kid. They start asking you, what do you want to be when you grow up? And they're talking about money. They're talking about how you make money. That's part of it too. They start asking you about first grade. As soon as you can understand the concept of it, they start asking you, what do you want to be when you grow up? And they mean, how do you want to make money? If you say, I want to be a fairy princess, they're going to be like, no, Tyrone. You can't do that. You know what I mean? How are you going to make money? If you say, I just want to be a decent person, no, Sheila, how are you going to make money? You can be a artist on your own time. How's you making money? We don't care about the things you want to do for enjoyment. How are you going to make money? So you already in first, second grade, if you don't know no jobs, you look stupid. All the other kids like doctor, lawyer, like, you know what I mean? Good thing now though, there's so many more jobs. There's so many, the internet opened up. The internet has become like the great equalizer, and AI is adding on to that. But I know y'all get sensitive when I talk about AI. It's okay. But now, there's a lot more options for the kids to choose from. But to Angela's point, can you teach me for a few years before you start asking me about work? Giselle, good to see you. Came in early this time. Okay. You need an objective in working, not just looping in circles. Something to that. Exactly. Ruben, I got a video. I don't dream of labor. What's your dream job? That like you. I think you can have ideal work, but that's the difference between a dream job. You know, there's things you could do. He's like, if that, for example, creating content, doing stuff like this, ideal work for me because I'm doing it for myself. But like dream job, like why was that? Why is that even a slogan? Hey Chad, thank you, Chad Hostak, thank you so much, Super Chat Squad, thank you so much. Let me give you a like on that. If my child answers to what do you want to be turned real, I think I'd be more stressed out than what I'm doing now. That's true, Chad. That's true. That's true. And I think some of that is like we were young and didn't know what we were talking about, and also we were just picking from the jobs that we knew about. So many people said lawyer because they heard lawyers make money, and you see a lot of lawyers on TV. Most of those people who said lawyer would not want to be a lawyer, even if they were to make good money. I said garbage man. I always say garbage man. A, because I'm a contrarian, and that was a job nobody wanted, and B, because I knew even at that age, like garbage man made money. And even at that age, I was like, there's a job that I know makes money, and nobody wants to do it. So I'll probably always have a job. I knew at that young of age. Pick a job nobody wants to do. And anyway, I didn't do that because, this was back, when I was a kid, they didn't have the garbage trucks with the arm that picks the garbage up. When I was a kid, the garbage man had to lift every trash can. And after a while, I was like, I got a little older, I understood the concept of a bad back. I said, I don't want to be a garbage man no more. But I said, Mommy, what's those things that garbage men are wearing? She said, that's a back brace, son. I said, nah, I'm good. I think I'm good. But back then, I was like, garbage man. Hey, we got more love coming in. Super Lucy Lola. Thank you. Super Chat Squad. Amazing name, too. Thank you. Super Lucy and Chad, thank y'all so much for the love. I appreciate that. Thank y'all. We are here. Super Chat Squad coming in early. The abundance. Let's talk. Thank y'all. Hey, yeah, JK, if they just let Tyrone alone, he'd be the best fairy princess right now. Probably still is. Ethan, inspired you to visit Thailand? Loved it? Yes. I tell y'all. Go to Thailand. It's fun. That's all. That is awesome, Ethan. Thanks for sharing. I don't want to grow up. I want to be a Toys R Us kid. And then Toys R Us closed down. That was a dream deferred. Whole life wanted to be a Toys R Us kid, and then when we finally get old enough to be one, to decide to be one, they close Toys R Us down. Bobby, it seems like everything revolves around money because they've set up a system that revolves around money. I wish we hadn't. Money is cool, but like, I wish it was just another tool and not the tool like they try to make it. Blue Pac-Man, exactly. Time is precious. Time is not money. Time is time. And time is very precious because once it's gone, it's gone, And that's why I know it's not the easiest thing in the world. I know it takes effort. It takes energy. But the reason my message is freedom is going to continue to be freedom is because that's the only way you can truly live your life. And you only got so much time. Even if that is, 80, 90 years. The only way you can, the freer you are, the more you can pack into those years, or the more you can spend those years doing what you want to do, and that's what this thing is about. This thing is not about coming here and making the most money. This thing is not about, unless that's what you want to do, unless you're a Warren Buffett type person who just likes making money just to do it. Like that's how your brain works. But for most of us, going to work, working a job we do not like, because we have to have a paycheck that is increasingly, buying us less and less. Most of us, that is not what we want to do. Even if we like what we do, we like, damn, can I get a few more dollars? You know what I mean? And so whatever we need to do, however long it takes, that's why on this channel in this community, we talk about so many different alternatives so we can get a little more freedom. If we have to take it in steps, try to get as free as possible so we can do what we want as much as possible. And I know A lot of us get a knee-jerk reaction when someone says that because we've been taught that's not what life's about. But why can't it be? That's not what they want our lives to be about, the people who designed this system. But we don't have to listen to them. Newsflash, we ain't got to listen to them. Praveen checking in, how you doing? Missile launch, exactly right. Missile launch, missile launch. The modern style of education was created in the late 1800s to train factory workers. There's no sense in framing yourself around that obsolete model. Exactly, exactly. Victory, I think there's a difference between purpose and calling. I would say this is my calling. I don't necessarily, to me, like, and a lot of it is what people think you mean when you say a word, right? Like if I say calling, to me that means just something that like this is what you do. Like you're really good at this. You know, it's almost like being in flow state a lot. You know, like this, yeah, you do this. Purpose makes me think like, oh, when whoever was created you, they said, you're gonna do this. Like purpose seems preordained, right? Purpose seems preordained. Calling seems like something that like, if you choose to do it, you can do it. You're called to do it. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is this. Purpose seems like it's like, no, this is your purpose. So that's the difference for me. Yeah, I wouldn't say this is my purpose, but I'd say we called to do this. Do I think 41 is too old to start over? No. I've got about 4 years of expenses saved. I can't do this job anymore. D Skizzle, I'm gonna hit you with it straight. Like if you was one of my, if I knew you in real life, you got 4 years of expenses saved. Take 1 year and start over. Or you're gonna be playing the same game 10 years from now, and you got 10 years of expenses saved because it's not the money. Is this up here? If you can get yourself to a point where you're like, okay, I'm gonna give myself a year to start over. And that's not saying you have to be unemployed or whatever the whole year. I got 4 years of expenses saved up. I can take a year. You're 40. You got another 30 years working if you choose to go that route. This 1 year ain't gonna matter. Take a year, start over, do something different. If you're 40, 41 now, do something this year, next year, so that 50-year-old you is very happy. It's like, I am so happy that 42-year-old me decided to take that time. We started over, and now we have from 43 until 83 on this new path, if we decide to stay on this path. You don't want the 50-year-old you to look back and be like, man, remember that time when I had all of that money saved up and I could have started over and I didn't? Now I'm stuck. That would be my advice. I'm not saying it's right. If my nephew was to come to me like, Unc, I'd be like, bro, if you don't take... But keep in mind, I'm a naive, delusional dreamer. I don't have a lot of responsibility. I look at the world different than other people. But if you've been blessed with the financial abundance to have years and years of expenses saved up, what are you saving them up for? Indefinitely? Till you're 67, 70? That would be my question. Sometimes we've been blessed with the means to do what we're trying to do, and we still don't do it. You don't know. Greg, you said you wanted to be a lawyer that becomes a judge because you're watching Uncle Phil on Fresh Breads. I get that. Praveen, how you doing? Regina, my stomach's good. Thanks for asking. My stomach is good. It still has its days. I'm still working out what I can and what I am going to choose to eat and not to eat, but it's been a lot better. Thank you for asking. Thank you. I should create a shirt that says, let me give you a like on that. Hey, Rogue, I appreciate you saying that. There's just so many catchphrases that people are like, I'd buy that shirt. Yeah. If I do merch again, I just want to do like one simple thing. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I got so many catchphrases. How you doing, Russell? But I'm gonna hold you to Rogue. I'm gonna hold you to buying a shirt when I get to them. You could be like, that ain't the shirt I wanted. I'm not buying this. You're from Georgia. How does a Florida man survive some cold temps and temp work? You just wear the right clothes, you know. Yeah. The colder places sell the right clothes for colder work. Hey, we got some love coming in, some abundance. Let me get down here real quick. Try to get to everybody's comment. Praveen, thank you, thank you, thank you. Super Chat Squad, thank you so much. Let me get you a like on that. Said I was watching Friday's stream when I saw you live, which is so cool, and prefer a live stream rather than a rerun. Good love both. Live streams are so cool. Hey, thank you, Praveen, for coming through. I saw you commenting on the last one. I saw you commenting on that. So I appreciate, being in the streams when you're here and you watching the replays and commenting when you can't make this one. Thank you so much, Praveen. And then we got Victor Mendoza. Super Chat Squad. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me get a like on that. Actually, I do kind of like that. Wait. There we go. So good to see you, Tim. Can you shout out to Susan on her friendship and cooking? How good her cooking is? Susan, I hear you're a good friend in these streets and even a better cook. So, shout out to Susan for being a good friend and a good cook. What is Susan cooking up to that? I'm like, how do we get a plate? How do we get I got now I love Winco Foods. So I went down there to the Winco and got me some lunch and dinner, and I'm blessed to have that. But a plate from Susan, you know what I mean? A hot plate of home cooked meal. Sounds good too. Shout out to you, Victor. And it's good to see you got good friends going on there. Friends make the world go round, man. I don't know where I'd be in this life without my friends, like truly. So anybody's got a good friend, that's awesome. Hey, JM said, I work in university IT. It is so toxic. I started house hacking, renting half my house out while living the other half. I only have a real kitchen. Hey, nothing wrong with that. I see a lot of people doing, I'll be on Airbnb, so I see a lot of people doing that. The Airbnb in their basement out or one room out. And I know some of the people paying their whole rent with that. So ain't nothing wrong with that. We got to get smart. You got to get smart. I think that's hey, I'm trying to get about this toxic IT job eventually. How, I already got the house. How can I, make a few coins? KB Toys. Oof. I don't think I've ever been to a KB Toy, Angela. Would I rather live with a narcissistic family member or be homeless? Marie, since you asked, I would rather live with a narcissistic family member, but I'm good about going in my room and not bothering nobody. So you got to understand, me, people don't bother me because I just go in I let it be known I'm not trying to deal with you. I'll go in my room and not deal with you. I'll tell you I'm not dealing with you. So I understand the being with someone who's narcissistic is not easy, especially a family member. I'm just a little different because I don't know, I love my family, but there's always been, people don't bother me. So they can be as narcissistic as they want out there in the living room. I'm not coming out there. So yeah, I would take that over being homeless. Wow, the love is coming through. D Skizzle, thank you. Super Chat Squad. So lunch is on me tomorrow. I appreciate that. And thank you for being a blessing to all of us. Let me give you a like on that, and thank you for saying that. I appreciate that, and I'm gonna try my best to continue to be the best person I can, and to put this content out there that is helpful. So thank you, D Skizzle. And we got another one coming through. Gregory Smith coming through with the Canadian cash. It is officially international. These aren't just dollars. These are Canadian dollars, which while they're copycat American dollars, they still spin well. They're probably worth more than American dollar. Gregory Smith, let me give you a like on that, my brother. It says, do what you love with people you love, womb to tomb. That's the shirt. Some of the best stuff you ever said. Gregory, thank you for reminding me. It's almost like we have different slogans for different time periods. That's what I should do. Whatever we're feeling right now, that's the shirt. For a while, and all these are the same. It's still womb to tomb. It's still do what you love with people you love. But every now and then we get a new motto. I need to start whatever the current motto is, slapping that on a t-shirt and making money. I'm joking. See, I think you could. That's the thing. I think you could laugh and joke and have fun, and not have to be weird and scummy about money. That's the goal. Gregory, thank you, thank you. These kids appreciate that. Super chat train coming through. Praveen coming through again. Praveen, let me give you a like on that, Praveen. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Super chat squad. So the love is heavy today. Yes, a heavy love, heavy love. Don't Angela, don't say anything. Feeling awesome, happy for you, Tim. Great to see you today. Hope your new week goes well. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. And we've definitely, Praveen, been putting up those prayers for you and your loved ones, as well as for you at the new job. So thank you for coming through and showing so much love. Thank you. Thank all of y'all. Thank you. Thank y'all. Man, this got to be one of the best communities on YouTube. And I know I'm biased. But I firmly believe that. And if not, it's gonna be, because we keep working. Okay, I'm trying to get to as many comments in the chat as I can. That's a good one, end of season. You said I feel lonely, but I want to be left alone. That's a good question. That's a good question. I don't. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. I know for me, like I'm just an introvert all around, so like I like being alone. I could say maybe the community, the circle of friends you're looking for isn't out there, and so you just prefer to be alone rather than deal with like the people you keep coming in contact to. But you would prefer to have people, you know? And so maybe you're like, I would just rather be alone, but honestly, you don't want to be alone as much as you are. You know what I mean? So it might not be that you by choice. How you doing, Grape Tea News? Thank you. It may not be that like you're just like I'd just rather be alone. It might be like faced with what I'm faced with, I'll just take being alone. But I would prefer to have some peoples. You know, if that makes any sense. MH, what up? What up? What up? Oh, y'all are in New York right now? Okay, nice, nice, nice. On vacation? Okay, having a glad to hear that. I love to hear when people, especially couples, on vacation having a good time. That's amazing, MH. Have fun. Yeah, JM. A lot of times, it's the people around you and the, your bosses sometimes that make the job a problem. What up, Loretta? Miss LaLaunch. Okay, all right. Okay, got it. Gonna do it. Did I ever struggle with a negative mindset? Marie, I used to be a very negative person. In fact, my mom used to call me a negatron when I was a child, in a loving way, But yeah, I was very negative when I was a child. Yeah, yeah. I think going up into teenage 20s, I was a very negative person. I just saw the negative in everything. So that's why I feel so blessed to have like changed my mindset, and that's how I know you can change your mindset. That's how I know it is mindset. I wasn't a negative person. I just had a negative mindset because I was able to change that. So yeah, I was pretty negative growing up. Yeah, which is weird when I think about it. CLYU, no problem. By the way, folks, if I skip anybody's comment, please ask it again. I'll try to get to it. A Mr. Quit Your Job shirt? Oh, I'm just getting a shirt that says "Quit Your Job." Becca, what up? 43 years old and caught between the need to buy a house for my old age and putting that money towards my dream life of full-time travel. That's a good one, Becca. Um, I would just throw out there, and I totally understand the tug of war going on there. Because you're like, man, I want to have a safe, secure place to live, when I'm older. But it's also been my dream to travel full time. I would ask one question. Do either of those choices automatically negate the other one? And if so, which one does? And maybe that's one you put on the back burner. But it's possible you could make both work. You know, you could buy a house and then have that be home base and still travel full time, or you could travel full time and find a home base to stay. So I'll answer the question myself. I don't I don't think either automatically negates the other one, but you know your circumstances and everything better. And if one knocks the other one out, but one allows you to possibly still do it, because at the end of the day, you just need a place to stay. You know, um, so if there's one that allows you to travel full time and find a place to stay in your golden years, but I totally understand, you know, that tug of war between the two. Totally. D Skizzle coming through again. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Super Chat Squad. So gotta head out now. Much love to you and all in the chat. Have a great evening. Thank you so much. Let me give you a like on that before you go. Much love to you as well. I appreciate the love, appreciate the support. Have a good evening. Thanks for spending time with us. Thank you, D Skizzle. Rita, hello. Northwest, you want to make more friends? I think a lot of people these days are saying that. Susan Holland, you're Susan? Okay, are you Susan the cook or just Susan? I think a lot of people are wanting to make more friends these days, and I wish I knew a magic way to do that. I've met most of my friends through work or YouTube. You know, Victor, I do feel way better having left my last job. It was very stressful. It was very labor intensive. Like I said, my last day at work, I inspected 100 rooms, which is crazy. An average day as a hotel supervisor would be like 30 rooms, 35, 40, you like, ooh, busy day. 100, so yeah. So I feel so much better now that I left that job. Ooh. T Black, we definitely will. Thank you. Oh, I'm missing some comments here. Hold on. I gotta. All right, there we go. I keep having to find where I'm at. Speak Jump. Going through depression after losing a job. Your videos have helped me a lot. Thanks. You are welcome. Sorry to hear about the job loss, but I'm glad the videos are helping. And if you're looking for another job, I hope you find another one soon if you haven't already found one. But I'm very glad that the videos are helping. Ruben said men don't need much in life. I don't think women do either. You know what I mean? I don't, I think, in my opinion, I know a lot of dudes who don't need much living simple, and I know a lot of women who don't need much living simply. Nafisa, hello. Steve, I love America. I'll be honest with you, I love America. You know, there are things about it I hope we finally get around to changing, but like I love America. Hello, Rita. And we got the cap on to keep that glare off my forehead, but it is getting a little hot. It is getting a little hot. I don't know if they pumping the AC in here today. Yes, Savannah. I looked into crowd health. And from what I could tell, I think it would. So from what I could tell, you pay. I think it was what 40 a month, and then you would end up crowdfunding like another 160. I think so, like 200 a month. But if you ever had a medical expense, other people would help you pay it. I looked into it, and it's definitely something I want to look more into. It's definitely something I want to, get some other people's opinions on and look more into. But that was a pretty cool alternative. That I was like, I like that. It's definitely on my list to deep dive into. But yeah, and anybody who's looking for alternative healthcare, yeah, I would say look at crowd health. I'm not endorsing it. It's just interesting. And to know there's programs like that, I think that might be a good introduction to more research. But yeah, hold on, let me scoot this chair back. So yeah, I definitely looked into it and I was intrigued. Savannah. So thank you for recommending that. Yeah, it's definitely on my list to look more into. So I love this community. People give us ideas, You want to change your profile photo again, Praveen? Okay. You're your own favorite person to be with, Queen? Same here. How much time did I spend with my friends? Actually, not a lot. Most of my friends live in other places. Here, I have a couple of friends here and a couple maybe an hour or so away. But honestly, I don't see my friends much. The last job I had, one of the reasons I took it, the main reason I took it was I would have been working with one of my really good friends. So it was a blessing for the past 8 months to be able to see her 2, 3 times a week. That was amazing. So, and I'm going to miss that. Only thing I'm going to miss about the job, well, that and the paycheck. But yeah, I don't get to see my friends a lot. So a lot of my friends I get to see once every couple years, maybe. So yeah, but we talk on the phone pretty regular. So Victor, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Can you just say Susan's cooking is good and she is pretty? Thanks, Susan. I heard your cooking is amazing and you're very pretty. So keep up the good work. Victor was like, you said too much last time. You out here talking about all kind of craziness. Just say she cooked good and she pretty. I don't need. See, I'm still saying more. Thank you, Victor. Super Chat Squad. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Give you a like on that. We already did. Let's go. Everybody go out there and get you a Susan. Okay. Or Steven. Whatever. Okay. Hey, Loretta, and sadly, I think a lot of people have been through, traumatizing, abusive past relationships, and it's hard to get close to people. But I do agree with you that we do better around people, but that's not always easy. I agree. Like I said, it's something we just have to work on sometimes. I love Hello Kitty, 1991. I have one credit card. I didn't. Here's my backstory on credit cards. When I was 18, like everybody else, they sent me like 3 credit cards in the mail. I went to the ATM, got the cash out. It probably wasn't more than $1,000 on all 3 cards, and I blew it all at the strip club. A couple of it I bought, but most of it I went to the ATM, took out, used it at the strip club. Then I cut the cards up, never touched credit cards again. That was when I was like 18, 19. I never touched credit cards again until like 2 years ago when I was like 44. So 25-ish years, I did not have a credit card. Debit cards, yeah. Did not have a credit card. And I recently, when I got one a couple years ago, it was solely for like travel. It was solely for travel. Because it's just easier when you're traveling, especially abroad, to use your credit card. Before that, I was using local currency, which I still like to take about $100 when I touch down, get some of the local currency, especially if there's a good exchange rate and you get a fat stack of bills for that $100. But yeah, I just got a credit card because it's easier to, like when you're even regular travel, just have your credit card. So I have one credit card, and it's been helping me build my credit. So I'm not mad at it, but I definitely after my little whatever when I was 18, 19 with the credit card, I just saw the game for what it was, and I realized that I don't know if it's more people, but a good portion of people who get started with credit cards, it ends up being more harmful than good to them. So I just wasn't interested in playing that game. And now that I'm older and I'm more responsible, yeah, I can have a credit card. But yeah, for many, many years, I didn't want to play the game. And I don't think you have to play the game. I know you don't have to play the game because I existed for, like I said, a quarter century without one. But yeah, I really think that if you're gonna have credit cards, you got to be responsible, or it's just more harm than good. Alvin Anthony, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Super Chat Squad. Let me give you a like on that real quick, sir. Say to him, do you have a trusted mechanic that you can take your car in for repairs if your car breaks down? Thank you for live streaming again. You are welcome. Thank you for the love and for the support. Thank you. Currently, no. There have been other times where and for me, it gets hard because I'm nomadic. So, even if I do find a trusty mechanic, I'm not going to be there next year, so I don't. And, now that I have a car again, that is something to think about. But, typically I'm able to find somebody, but there have been mechanics that I'm fairly certain got over on me. There was one up in Estes Park. I'm pretty sure they didn't do anything, and they charged me $600. We fixed it. So that just comes with, like, anytime you buy a car, if you don't already have a trusted mechanic, that's one of the gambles, one of the risks you take. So yeah, I don't have one now, but I like to think I'll find another one. If I ever need one. Been blessed that my cars have been pretty, you know, decent. I haven't had to go to the mechanic too much, but sometimes I've had a good mechanic, other times no. Currently, no. Mike01 Davis, how you doing? Super Chat Squad. Hope you're doing well. Let me give you a like on that. I said, what's up, Tim and chat? Today's my birthday. Hey, you made it, another one around the sun. Let's go. Congratulations. I'm on vacation for work this week. That's even better. Birthday's cool. A week off work, even better. Pretty good Sunday. Enjoy the week, everybody, and positivity. Hey, you enjoy your week too. Relax. De-stress. Don't do nothing you don't want to do. It's your birthday week. Let's go. Let's go. And I appreciate the love, man, and the continued support. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. At 77 likes as well. Okay. All right, where we at in the chats? Oh, Angela already out sniping. Okay, Angela. Ruben, I love solo travel, but I wouldn't mind traveling more with others. So for me, I think a good mix. I for some people, yeah, I can see if you're like, man, traveling alone sucks. I like traveling solo because I can do what I want. Now I like traveling with someone else because you have the companionship, but I like kind of a balance. And there's some trips I'm like, I want to take that trip with somebody. There's other trips I'm like, I want to go by myself. So for me, and I think for some other people too, it depends on the trip. But yeah, I know some people who never want to solo travel. Then I know other people who, like myself, pretty much always travel alone. So I think it's different strokes, different folks. Ellie, good to see you. Blake, I would never say anyone blanketly be like, quit your job. But as Mr. Quit Your Job, I'm always going to say, if you hate it, consider all the considerations. But if you hate it, I think you should be actively looking for another one. Even if you wait until you find another one to quit. Like, if you hate your job, you should be looking for another one. Or some other way out, some other way to pay your bills, some other legal way to pay your bills. We've kind of been brainwashed into the thought of, like, if you have a good job, even if you hate it, you should stay. No. Even if you stay, you should at least be looking for something different. Would anyone here work their jobs if they didn't need the money? I think there are some people who enjoy what they do, and they might do some form of it without getting paid. Ocean. I'm reading wrong. Ocean Soul, how you doing? Yeah, Angela, when they take advantage of you because you're a good worker, yeah, it's no bueno, man. You gotta get up out of there. My thoughts on the FIRE movement. Financial independence, retiring early. AKA grind it out, save as much money as you can, then get out of the job, the rat race, do what you want. Alexander, I'm all for that. I'm all for that. If that's the way you choose to get free. And for me, for me, it's like, how long is that grinded out period? And I think that's where, and it's different for different people. If you're making really good money, you can grind it out for 5 years and be out. If you're not making as good money, you might have to grind it for 15. I'm more of the school of, figure out how to, while simultaneously grinding, be enjoying your life. I'm all for any methods of freedom. If we sitting around on the plantation and we trying to talk about getting free, I'm open to every, however y'all want to get free, short of like open rebellion, the violence, but you know what I mean? I'm open to listening to anybody's views on how we gonna get free, right? Let's talk about it. If it works for you, let's go for it, Loretta, I use coolworks.com for seasonal work, yeah. Claire, hey, I told y'all when we got free, we was here. I told y'all. Once the job was over, we got time, we're here. So I appreciate y'all spending time with me. Travis, how you doing? No, I'm not in an elevator. I'm in a. I wish I knew the right name for it. It's the booth you go into at the co-working space so no one can hear you outside. Ruben, just real quick, if somebody's comment gets deleted and you start arguing for that person, that's a quick way that puts you on the let me watch that person so that because they may have to get timed out list, right? I'm just gonna be honest with you. If somebody says something and it gets deleted because it's against community guidelines, and you start arguing for that person, watching you, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Because it's very argumentative. Okay, where are we at in the comments? Oh, Chill Gamer, you're cycling downtown Denver right now? Nice. In the city. I love Denver. Nice. They paid off the Amex, stopped using it, they closed it. See, credit, that's what I'm saying. That's how you know credit card companies are not there for you, right? If you don't use it, they shut it off. You ain't making us nobody. Spinning Wheel, you're at Golden Gardens Park in Seattle? Okay, nice, nice. I wonder if I've been there. I like Seattle. Seattle's a vibe too. CGI Videography said, I've been following you for a while. Nice. I respect your outlook on life. What's your opinion about weed? When I was in my partying days, I smoked a little of the wacky tobaccos. Drinking was my go-to, vice of choice. And then when I stopped drinking, I still smoked a couple times, but it was like, what's the point? It wasn't the same. And so I was like, you know what? If I work so hard to quit drinking and get that vice out of my life, and I don't really need to smoke weed, why even smoke it? So I don't smoke now. But as with everything, I don't, weed's legal pretty much everywhere these days, So like I really don't have opinions either way. I have smoked it, but it never was a big deal to me. But as with anything like that, I would say if it starts to take over your life, then maybe we consider, do we need this in our life? But I don't judge. If I'm gonna be honest, if I had kids, I would rather they smoked weed than vape. You can't say that on the internet, Tim. If I had kids, I'd probably rather they smoke weed than vape. But that's that's probably crossing the line to say, but I said it. Hey, Victor, thank you. Super Chat Squad. Thank you. Coming through again. Thank you so much. Let me give you a like on that. Said, might be a little late. Sorry, bro. What do you think about the Will Smith slap? Victor, you good? I mean, how long? Whoa. I mean, hey, if you want to talk about it. I thought it was, no, let me start off by saying I love Will Smith, and I'm glad he's back. I think he was going through a lot, and, sometimes your partner can drive you crazy, especially if they're crazy. He was wrong, though. He was wrong. I think one of the things that comes with being a grown man or grown woman is when you wrong, you admit it, or if you see wrong, he was wrong. He was wrong. So if they had never let him, come back, if he stayed canceled, fine, because he was wrong. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that. Even though I love Will Smith, he was wrong. I got a 4-door car, Queen. For me, go skydiving, go for it. $275. Oh, that's cheap. Every place I looked at, it was 300 plus. Yeah, Victory. You'll notice that most of the people who tell you to stay safe when you're traveling alone don't travel much, or they've never traveled alone. But most of the time, they don't travel much. People who travel a lot, especially people who've solo traveled, they won't say vague stuff like "be safe, be careful." They'll just be like they'll give you a actual tip. Hey, when you're getting on and off the train, bop 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 bop. Or you'll say something, or you might ask them, "Oh yeah, make sure. Hey, real quick, this happened to me one time. Just make sure." Boom, 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 boom. The people who just automatically tell you to be safe and like scared for you, those are typically people who have never been in those situations, so they don't know. Most people who've traveled a lot will be like, oh, they start with enjoy your trip, have fun, that's amazing. And then if you mention something, they might have a little advice because it's something they went through. But that's because most people know, like, yeah, I keep telling people this. Most of the bad stuff that happens to you in life happens at home or in a 5 mile radius of your home. Google it. So, yeah, can bad things happen when you travel? Sure, but bad things can happen at home. And the same, we get up and face the world every single day knowing that possibility. And most days we're fine because we use common sense. When you travel, use the same common sense. You'll be fine. If there's some sketchy looking people, don't go over there. That's my number one travel advice. If you see some sketchy people, don't go over there. That's hey, just like now. Just like now. Hey Ocean, glad to hear you're good. Glad you're here. 89 Duality said, you inspire me. Oh, awesome, awesome. Awesome. Glad to hear that. You were watching Weekends at Bernie's? I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen it. Years and years and years ago. Simply Me Journey, good to see you. How you doing? Spinning wheel. You saw AC/DC? They were playing Thunderstruck. You thought of me? Awesome, awesome. Yes, that's a good song, man, Thunderstruck. The Nourish building? I looked into co-working spaces in Portland. I feel like they were a little pricey. I haven't looked recently, though. The cost of fuel here, Loretta. I'll be honest with you, Loretta. I never look at the price. I rarely look at the prices. I feel like when I first got my car, I looked. I think it was in the $4-ish range, but I really don't pay. I went got gas the other day. I get gas maybe twice a month because I drive a hybrid, and usually I just pull in and get gas. I mean, like you have to get it, right? You have to get it. So like, I more decide like, am I going to get $10 or $20? How many gallons that $20 get me? This is why I always said when I got into the car, I'm getting a hybrid because I'm so used to like not having to worry about gas like that. It would have been crazy to go back to it. But I think it was in the $4.40, $4.40-ish range. Hey, Moonlight Right. Thank you. Super Chat Squad. Thank you so much. Wow. The love is pouring in. Thank you. I like that name too. Moonlight Right. Stay doing your thing, brother. We need more men like you in the world. Hey, I appreciate you saying that, and I'm definitely gonna keep doing my thing. If honestly, we gonna step our thing up. Now that we're back free again and we got time, I promise y'all we are going to step our thing up. So thank you for the love and the support, and support like that helps us to be able to do this. So thank you so much, and I feel like one of the things I love about the internet is it allows you to reach and talk with people that maybe you couldn't in the past, or there was no way you could in the past. And all of us, we hear, see, or read things, and then like that helps us to become a better person. And then we pass it on to someone else. And I think we can, start a movement that brings more men, women, people of like a positive nature into this world, and we can combat this rise of negativity we've been seeing in the past 20 years or whatever. Thank you again. Thank you. Super Chat Squad. Did I give you a like on that? Yes, I did. Okay. All right. Whew. That's the important part. It's definitely not $5.89 for gas here, Loretta. Yeah. Portrayal, yeah, you stay away from drugs and alcohol. Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's the best path. Montevideo, Uruguay. Okay, Bobby, down there in Uruguay's. I see you, Bobby the Space Ghost. Good to see you. Appreciate you checking in. Miss Salon said, I read my kids at edibles and smoking weed. Huh? True, true, true. World's the best parents here. we're doing, people like, I'm glad he don't have kids. Happy Sunday, Egyptian. Hey, Portrayal, here, a year and a half on sobriety. That is awesome. That is awesome. Congratulations. David, you're Southern afraid of the cold. You know, after your first winter, like you'll be afraid until it starts, and then like you just learn what to do, and then once that first winter passes and you made it through alive, you'll be fine. Yeah. Spinning, well, you got banned from the Reddit Mariners page for asking for free tickets. It's been bugging you. Any thoughts about this? Did you know you couldn't ask for free tickets? How many times did you ask for free tickets? I don't know. I really don't have any thoughts on it because like I don't know how all that works. I would just create another login and use that one. But can you do that? I don't know. Denise, how you doing? Contender, I'm open to dating, but it takes two. Takes two to tangos, so to speak. So I'm open to dating, but like I'm not really going out of my way to date. Honestly, I got stuff I'm doing. You know, so if I say this, if the right woman comes along and just knocks me off my feet, and I'm like, I've got to date her, cool. Until then, I'm chilling. You know. Holly, I mean, Hello Kitty, excuse me. I've been out the country. I've been to Mexico 3 times, 4 times, 3 times. I've been to Thailand 3 times, and I've been to the Philippines once. Everything else has been in the country. So I've been out the country 7 times, I think. But we're gonna try to start remedying that now that we got some freedom back. Justin said, I tell people make a lot of noise in grizzly bear country to not to startle them. Yeah. That's what they say do. Y'all know my thoughts on bears. I got a crazy story for y'all. So yesterday, the past couple weeks has been a lot of smoke in the air because of the wildfires in here in Montana, right? So I've been in the house. And yesterday, I took yesterday off. Like y'all noticed, the only thing I published was a short that I had made the day before yesterday, and I published it last night. Erica, how you doing? Only thing I did no work yesterday. So I was kind of in the house, and like usually me going out and filming my shorts or doing my videos kind of breaks the monotony of the day. So yesterday I didn't have anything to do. So I went for a walk. And I found a new way. So I like to walk. It's probably about a 45-minute walk to the library downtown from my Airbnb. And the post office is in that same area. Once you get downtown, the post office is there, the library. Some days I'll drive down there and I'll park at the library. I'll walk to the post office, go back to the library, walk around. But yesterday I just walked, the 45 minutes down to the library. I think I went by the post office, went to the library, got some water, walked back home. Anyway, I was like downtown, but I wasn't quite at the library yet. And a girl across the street, she was like college age because there's a college down there in that area. So she crossed the street in front of me and you know how like if somebody's walking near you, you kind of don't pay them attention, but you might kind of look over. So I kind of looked over, and she when our eyes caught each other, she was like, "Hey, I just wanted to let you know there's a bear in the area roaming around, so be careful." Now, like I'm in a very residential area, almost like downtown. Like downtown is a couple streets over. Like downtown. And she's like, there's a bear roaming around. And I was like, you believe people, but then you also have to be like, okay, is she just crazy, right? But I'm like, okay, maybe there's a bear. Now, this is how I know I've been, in these woods and on these trails in this part of the country so long. Your boy wasn't worried. I'm like, even if she's telling the truth, I'm like, but if I see it, I can scramble up on the roof of a house before that bear catches me. I'm not worried, right? I'm still walking. I think she thought maybe I was going to try. I just kept walking. Whatever. I'm walking and like I have to turn a couple streets to go where I'm going, and I see a car pulled up next to somebody talking, and they're talking about it too. She's like, "Yeah, I just want to warn you," and the guy's like, "Oh yeah," he was like, "Yeah, I've seen a lot of bears scat in my yard recently, so I know there's a bear around here." So like now I know it's true. And then like later, I saw like the wildlife police roam and another cop rode around. So I never saw the bear. It's not that crazy a story. It's like I never saw the bear, but like it was just funny that like I'm downtown, like a decent sized city, and like there's a bear roaming around somewhere. Like I heard a kid, oh yeah, my friend seen it over there. I'm like, how can like when I seen the wildlife police, I'm like, how can like people aren't calling it in? People are like, hey, the bear's right here on 16th and Ninth. Like, I'm like, how can they not find this bear? How is everybody seeing the bear, but no one knows where the bear is at? We're almost at 100 likes. Thank y'all. It was crazy. But I'm telling you, I was not, I will say this. I did take it in sooner than I might have. I went down to the library, got some water, I checked my P.O. box. And then I was like, yeah, I'm just going to go back, just in case. But honestly, the whole time I wasn't nervous. I was like, if I see a bear, like, I'm assuming, like, now I will admit, like, anytime, we just hit 100 likes. Thank y'all, thank y'all. Like, anytime there was like a blind corner, I did check. But I'm like, I promise you, I can get on top of a roof or a car before this bear catches me. So I wasn't shook. Denise, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Super Chat Squad. Denise hit, thank you, thank you. Super Chat Squad, let me give you a like on that. I appreciate that love, that abundance. Thank you so much. Thank you. It just goes to show, people are always scared. Thank you so much, Denise. Donation to the Freedom Fund. People are always worried when I'm in the woods, I'm gonna run into a bear. In Montana, you can get it downtown. A bear might get you downtown. I know there's a gay bar joke in that, but I'm not going there. I'm not going there. Some of y'all got. So some of y'all been to drag night. Y'all got that one. Okay. Yeah, so I thought that was crazy. Like all these people talk about this bear. I was like, bro, I'm just trying to go to the library. Hey Jeff, I appreciate that. Say, hey Tim, you're my new lifestyle guru. I'll take that. I'll take that. That's awesome. I have not heard about the guy who skydived from space. Did I see something about that? Did Red Bull sponsor that, Praveen? The guy who skydives from space? Where are we at? Oh, the Greyhound bus always got sketchy. Yeah, I feel like I think the Greyhound bus just attracts sketchy. Hey, Jason, you're welcome. Gas is at 374 in Raleigh, Durham. Okay. Dasargashi, how you doing? Good to see you. Denise is doing good. Okay. Ricky, soup. Queen, I'm a Scorpio. No one ever guesses it, and I don't really believe in all that. But yeah, I've been told I'm a Scorpio. Would I date men? No, because men aren't my preference. Observer, I was born liking women. If I had been born liking men, I totally would date men, because the gay dudes be on me. If I was born liking men, I would be all in them streets, all in them gay streets. But I like women, So yeah, that's what I date. Yes, I'm originally from Florida, Egyptian. Oh, you're relocated to Jacksonville? Nice, nice. My mom used to live in Jacksonville. Yeah, I've spent some time in Jacksonville. Winter, thank you. Trey, good to see you. Spinning, yeah, yeah. The cost of living is nuts right now. Housing market is interesting. I think the housing market will crash again eventually, and that'll change. But I don't know about the rest of the stuff. Hey, Trav NVX, how you doing? Yeah, Justin, every Bears, you know. Y'all got Bobcats and Coyotes in Sarasota. Okay, oh, okay. Yeah, I know bears can climb, but I don't think they're going to climb on the roof of a house. I don't think. Yeah, I'll take bear sightings over dogs. Yeah, yeah, I don't do. I gotta say, recently, I gotta be honest. Recently, people have been very respectful with their dogs around me. It's almost like I'm putting out that energy of keep that dog away from me. Ever since I did that short about being attacked, people have been keeping their dogs away from me. So shout out to the dog owners. Y'all been doing a lot better. Spinning will have to break it down. For those in the chat who are familiar with LGBTQ culture, Spinning Wheel has got y'all. Spinning, our hey. Now you know. Yeah, I do agree that they told me that in Glacier National Park that the bears usually see you first. SMC, how you doing? Ricky said I knew it too that I liked women. Okay. Oh, Queen, yeah. When I lived in Florida, yeah, I saw my decent share of gators. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Especially like we had some when I was doing lawn maintenance. We had some work we did out in the swamps from time to time, and there's gators in them there swamps. But you know they don't bother you. Loretta paying $12.65 for a one bedroom for just you and the dog. Missed them $500 homes with two bedrooms in a yard. Yes, same, same. Dude, I remember paying $300 to rent a room in a house. Those were the days. Okay, it might come back again. It might come back again. In different parts of the country, you know, rent is different prices, so, and definitely different parts of the world. So, and I know that's not an option for everybody, but we're going to start exploring all these options, I'll tell you. I do not have Netflix on my phone, Praveen. I got YouTube and now I put Instagram back on there, but I don't do stuff on my phone a lot. Yeah. Exactly, Loretta. Keep them standards high. When the right man come along, you come along. Until then, being alone is not the end of the world. It's not the worst thing in the world. I understand that I think some of us crave a relationship more than others, and that's not a negative thing. If you were just born with like an intense longing to be in a relationship, don't let people pick on you for that and say you're weak. You should be able to be alone. No, like as with everything in life, we're all on a sliding scale with everything. Some people up here, some down here. Some people here, some down here. You know? So if you're one of those people who really wants to be in a relationship and it like physically hurts to be alone, I get it. I get it. I hope you find that right person soon. But yeah, somebody like me, every time I meet somebody and I could date and I'm like, what's the point, bro? Like, and it does not even mean like I meet some amazing women. Like seriously, I meet some amazing women. There's like women I meet that I wish I was like, oh man, I just want to be with her. But it's just not like that. And I know it's the same with like other women I know that I've met that they kind of like me. And they're like, Tim's cool, but I'm not that to them. So that's why it never worked. I I got a friend in Denver that yeah, but she's just not into me like that. But there's something about her, even though she annoys the crap out of me, and I think that's what I like about her. Very few people can bring that emotion out of me. She annoys the crap out of me at times, but oh, I promise you, every time I see her, I'm like, oh. But she don't like me like that. So we still hang out from time to time. But she's one that yeah, if she ever tightened up a little bit and was like, Tim, let's date, I'd be like, all right. uh, did I mention she annoys the crap out of me from time to time? Okay. She knows it too though. She was like, I don't know how. I'm like the only person that annoys you like that. I was like, I know. Tighten up. Oh yeah, Linda, it's on our list to hit some other countries. Yes, definitely, definitely. Mm-hmm, 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 mm-hmm. Queen said, if I ever divorced my husband, I'm finding another one. Okay, ain't mad at that. Jose said, when you first break up, you immediately want to find someone else, but after time, you don't worry about it anymore. I think some people are like that, and I think some people, when they break up, are like, nah, never again. you know. Last time I went to a massage parlor was 20, I think it was like 3 years ago. It's like 2023. I was in Myrtle Beach. My good friend Allison, Travel Snacks on YouTube, we both were down there. And we both went to the massage place. We were in separate rooms, but we went at the same time to get a massage. So I don't know if I'd go again. It was all right. Um, No, him financial. I'm not annoyed because I can't hit it. No, 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 no. Like I'm not even like what like honestly like if there's somebody I really and you can ask any women I've dated. Um, I'm cool. I'll wait. And my nephews, this is kind of a move. I'm gonna give out free game right now. My nephews, listen up. If you ever want to drive a woman crazy, don't try to have sex with her in the beginning. Go on the dates, be the perfect gentleman, however you do your thing. Let her know you into her. Don't try to have sex with her. Blow her mind. She'll be trying to throw that thing on you. Anyway, so you can ask anybody. Like, I'm fine waiting. They damn near have to ask me, you gonna come over here and, or what? You know what I mean? So, like, that definitely doesn't annoy me. Like, yeah, like that's not the thing that bothers me. Nah, I can go. We're gonna do it one. If we're meant to do it, we're gonna do it one day. So like that don't annoy me. I'm a little more grown than that. Respectfully. Um, Patrick, how you doing? Good to see you. Sorry I missed you earlier. Just make coffee, Patrick. Okay. John Mendoza checking in. Oh, Queen, you go once a week. Okay, big money. Get that massage. I have been to like Portland and Seattle. Is that Pacific Northwest, Loretta? Oh, you about to go fishing for halibut? Okay. Candace, thank you. Nah, spinning wheel. That's not all massage places. I feel like most massage places are respectable, but I've only been to one. But like, I don't think that's all of them because they'd be out of business. What vibes was you giving off? I'm joking. I'm messing with you. I'm victim blaming. What were you wearing when she asked about? Okay, Ty, what up? Late, but you here? John, I appreciate the love. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, Supercat Squad. Thank you. So good to see my brother. Auras is high vibing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm trying. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good right now. So just being free is an amazing feeling. So thank you. Loretta working an overnight shift. That's what I said. OVN says overnight shift. Okay, a little slang. OV. I'm gonna say that next time. Working at OVN shift. Probably means something totally different. Okay. Yeah, I'm with you, Queen. I feel like, when you're younger, you got a lot more hormones raging, things like that. You get a little older. Um, you know, I don't know. I think as I got older, sex got put on that list of like, it's great when it happens, but I'm not jumping out the window about it like I did when I was younger. You know what I mean? Like, I honestly feel like I had a lot of fun in that phase. So, so we can chill out now. All right, John. Hey, if you gotta go, you gotta go. Um, Come back through if you can. We'll still be here. Jay Hart, how you doing? Yeah, I think that's why, I'm big on telling people like, have fun when you're young. Be safe. Careful how you have fun with, but like have fun when you're young. That way when you get older, you good. You know? If you suppress all that stuff and hold it down when you're young, you won't get older and wonder what it would have been like. You know what I mean? So like I'm like, hey, a lot of this stuff, late teens, early 20s, mid 20s, you craving, that's just natural human cravings. If you feel the need to act on some of that, it's okay. Just be safe. Don't play with nobody's emotions. Still be a good person. Get some of that about your system. So when you're older, you chilling like. And when young people be telling you their stories, secretly you're laughing inside. When they telling their stories about how much they balling, you could be looking at them like, oh, ooh, really? Wow. Wow. That's impressive. You like, man, we used to do that. Okay. You don't always got to tell them, but we know. Bald Eagle said, I was broke when I was young, couldn't do much. Now I can travel all over the world, not even think about the cost. Let's go, Bald Eagle. Respect. Let's go. Glad to hear that. Which, hey, I know I'm blessed to know a lot of young people don't have that much money and they travel and they all over the world. So, I feel like I'm happy when people find alternatives. And that's why I love talking about seasonal work and other stuff like that, because I know so many people that seasonal work led to other type of travel. Jay Neal said, unfortunately, I still have hella urges at an old age. If I could be asexual, I would do so to drop a hat. Hey, and I respect that. I do have to add to your point, we're all different. And yeah, I've known people who just been like, bro, like I don't be trying to have these urges like that. It's just me. So I've got some friends who really had to, that's one of the things that they constantly work with or work on is like staying true to their partner and other stuff. Cause they're like, well, I be trying to that. So yeah, I do have to concede that yeah, there's some people, they get my age older, they still. But for some of us, goes away. Loving the honesty. Angel said, I hear you about the urges. BHA, what up? So we don't really talk politics on this channel, so I'm gonna remove that comment. Especially like, if we were to talk, about politics, we're not that negativity, saying crazy stuff about harming politicians. We definitely don't talk like that around here, respectfully. So exercising makes it work because you down there at the gym. You can't go down there to the gym with all that down there and try to stop the urges. You got to work out at home. You got to spring for a home gym. That is true, Bald Eagle. Some days I wish I still wanted to go out. I wouldn't mind. As much as like I don't really have urges and I don't care, I wouldn't mind every now and then, like once every couple months, having the urge to go downtown, hang out, have some fun. I just don't even be caring, bro. Like, okay. See, that's the example, folks, when you tell people, respectfully, you tell people the rules and they want to argue. That's how you get blocked. Like if someone says, "Hey, we don't talk about that," you say, "Yeah, but it's the really, bro." Like, stop. That means you just picked a random chat so you could come into it and talk about politics. Woke up this morning, chose politics. We're not doing that. Yeah, Jay nailed them yoga pants, bro. Um, yeah, so that's how you get blocked. So if we say, "Hey, we don't talk about this," and you keep wanting to talk about it, respectfully, that's just not the place for this. Block with love. Block with love. And I understand some people. They get a wild hair and they just have to talk about politics, but not here. You know what I mean? I don't. Block with love though. Yeah, when I was 30, this is before I started traveling. A couple years before, so I was probably like 32, 33. I lived right across like in the same area as the University of Florida. And every summer the yoga pants came out. That was right when the yoga pants first started. Every summer it's Florida though, right? No, no, no. In the summer the shorts came out. In the winter it was yoga pants and UGG boots. Then the summer it was shorts. Okay. In the winter it was yoga pants and like UGG boots. That's winter attire for hot women in Florida. I literally had to move away from staying downtown. I was like, nah, I can't do this. Dudes is like, man, I bet that's amazing. I'm like, no, it's not. All day long, all day, every day. Nah, I'm like, nah. If I was like 22, yeah, but at 32, nah. Don't get it twisted. Your boy was still getting looks. I was the dude going around picking up the trash at the apartment complexes. I worked in grounds. I was a dude going around picking up the trash. I was still getting looks. Which would always surprise me. Like, was she just looking at the kid? Okay. Even at 32, don't blame me. Yeah, Bald Eagle, I'm with you. Yeah, your sleep schedule definitely. Man, I can't. If I'm at the house and I can't sleep, okay, but like I definitely can't go out. I can't go out. Like a couple years ago, I was in Vegas and my buddy Mike like impromptu. I was there for a couple months, and him and his girlfriend Rachel, both good friends of mine. He called me and said, "Hey, we're gonna be in Vegas this weekend. You still there?" I'm like, "I'm here, bet." You know what I mean? And like their first night, they got in at like 12, 1 o'clock. And I met them at their hotel at the casino. We went out to get some dinner, just chilled out. So I got back home at like 2:30, 2:30, 3 o'clock. Bro. But still, the next day, I got up, boom, 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 tried to hang out some, stayed out late again. That next day, I was so dead, I had to call and cancel hanging out. That next couple nights of being out late, bro, I was like, bro, I can't get out the bed. I was like, I might be able to see y'all like this afternoon, this evening. Like, I'm done, bro. Like, I can't. They was like, oh, we gonna go do. I said, I can't. They all a good 10 years younger than me. You know what I mean? I'm like, I can't, bro. Y'all don't understand. I'm in my 40s. Give me till like 5:30 p.m. I think it was like 7 I got out. Like, I couldn't do it. I was done. I said, man, Tim, y'all know me. I don't talk about age and getting old and all that stuff. I definitely don't put stuff on me like, oh, when I get old. But that one was yeah. I can't. I can't go outside like that. I can't go outside. Be outside late like I used to. Queen, you still live in Vegas? Works the Phoenician? Okay. Oh, Jay Hart, you just dropped your daughter at UF? Moving day? Okay, okay. Yeah, I used to be down there. The who did I work for? Trimark Properties. They own a lot of the. They were the first ones kind of building those luxury apartments down in Gainesville, right across the street from UF. So I worked for them. Some good guys, good guys. But yeah, it was rough down there. Tyrone said, I'm in bed, it's 9:19. Candace said, I need passion. Talk about it. Talk about it. Now, Candace, question. Can the passion, after we've been together a few years, can the passion levels come down a little? After we've known each other for 20 years and and we've been married for 18, does the passion still have to be up here? Does the man or woman have to maintain the passion level up here? Or can there still be passion, but over time it's, just, no, it has to be. Candace said, y'all not hearing me. I need passion. Hey, I respect that. At least you know what you want and need. I like that. Far too often, I feel like this goes back to taking control of our life. Every now and then we bring it back to the title. You know what I mean? This is what I need. So if it's not that, it's not that. I feel like if we were more like Candace and we said that, more regularly, our lives would be different. Norman Ross, how you doing? Good to see you. Tyrone, yeah, I respect that. Yes, as long as the passion doesn't go down to where we're just roommates. Which, sometimes you see a lot of like older married couples who've been married forever and they seem like they're just roommates, but they seem to not care. It's almost like we got nothing left to prove. Neither one of us cares about sex anymore. It's just nice to have somebody in the house. You know what I mean? But they seem to like it. Hey, hang on 1 second, folks. I'm gonna go get me another fizzy drink. I'll be right back. I got mango this time. Ooh, sparkling mango. Okay. They get free drinks. Coffee and whatever these are. They're not alcoholic. Calm down. They got free drinks. And it's Sunday, like nobody's here. Oh yeah. The free fizzies are part of the monthly fee. Yeah. They got a fridge over there and it's got all kinds of drinks in there. Haley wants a fizzy drink. I'm gonna be good. Yeah, that's one of the cool. I'm telling you, it's weird being here and there's nobody here. It's like a 3-story building, and like there's nobody here. So it's kind of weird being in a building there's one truck out front, but I think it's always here. Larry said, University of Michigan, go blue. Okay. What about us who plan to never marry? I would hate the feeling of being in a relationship with someone who's just a roommate. I'd much rather be single. I honestly, and I respect that. I think for me, if I was to find someone to be in a long-term relationship with, I could see it eventually getting to that point. But like, if we were fine with that, then that's fine. Like, I think like I said, I know some older married couples is like that, but they love each other very much. But it's just not, they're 70 now. Like you don't need to be, So I know for me, like, as long as both of us were at that place where like we genuinely loved each other very much, but like, we just be chilling. I could deal with that, I think. But yeah, I to Tyrone's point, yeah, if I was in a relationship and then like I still wanted the passion and all that, and then it went away, that would seem very lonely, yeah. Angela always gets my jokes. What up, 718? Denise, no, I'm in Montana. Corey Cummins, thank you. Super Chat Squad, I appreciate the love. Thank you. Good to see you. Appreciate the continued support. Thank you. Corey Cummins said your mindset shifts a lot in your elder years. I would imagine so. Yeah. It seems that way. Bald eagle. I never said people should stay single and not have kids. I never said that. You can ask anybody who's been in the any of the OGs. I never said don't get married, don't have kids. I said I'm not getting married. I'm not having kids. I also said I wouldn't mind finding a long-term partner. We just don't have to get married. So yeah, I don't preach. I do preach not conforming to societal norms that you don't want to conform to. There's lots of societal norms that like it's the normal thing to do, and if I want to do it, I do it. But if it's a societal norm and you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it. So yeah, like I'm like don't conform to the rules that you don't want to conform to, but it doesn't make it wrong just because everybody else does it. If you want to do it too, you know. That sounds like a good relationship, Queen. Yeah, that's a good question, Claire. What percentage of marriage are sexless? And of those, what percentage are both parties fine with that? And what percentage is one person not fine with that? That's an interesting question. Yeah, exactly, Baldy. I'm just saying what I prefer. I don't like I said, I don't care what people do. You know, I know that's crazy on the internet for someone to just talk about, you know, what they do and not try to push it on everyone else. I don't care what people do. Some of my best friends in the world are married with kids. I'm so happy for them. I like hearing their stories. What's married life like? What is it like being a mother? You know, I love hearing it. I love it. You know, a lot of the kids' stories make me be like, yeah, I'm never having kids. I just want people to be happy. So if married and being and having a family and kids is what you've always wanted and makes you happy, go please. Um, but then also for the people who don't want that, like myself, let's talk about it. Just do whatever you want. You know. Thank you, Geneva, backing your boy up. Wizard, how you doing? Janio said Reddit dead bedrooms. Ah, that sounds like a rabbit hole. I'm a little nervous to go down. Tyrone said that's scary. Sexist marriage. I feel like it's a thing. Oh yes, Denise. I have not had a drink of alcohol in I think it's going on 7 years now, maybe 8. It's a while. It's been a minute. I mean, I see that. You're like, if I was in a marriage, the passion left, I'd probably end up cheating. I mean, you could just get out of the marriage. I mean, that's an option too. Yeah, Haley, 7 years, man. Thank you. Yeah, it's a blessing. It is a blessing. And it is a struggle. So props to you for being in the struggle and not giving up. Because if you're struggling, that means you didn't give up. You're trying to quit. It is very easy to just give up and stop even trying. So props to you for that. And I don't just say this. I firmly believe if you struggle with it long enough, you can quit. But I always say it's one of the hardest things you'll ever do. But it can be done. But you'll do it. You know. So good luck with that. Good luck with that. Oh, Sarah said, I'm in a sexless relationship, but I'm fine with it. He is too. We've been in a relationship for 3 years. See? Different strokes for different folks. There's a see different no those okay. Okay. Sometimes the joke is you just set the joke up and you don't finish it, but okay, anyway. And I'm not making jokes at your relationship, Sarah. I actually think that's cool. If you love some like here's the thing. I think sometimes we give sex too much power in the relationship. Nowhere is it ever written, maybe somewhere in the Bible, but like it's not a law that says like if we're in a relationship we have to have sex. If two people in a relationship they love each other and they love each other's company and they're like, I don't really want to have sex though, and they're both fine with it, cool. You know what I mean? Like who can dictate what somebody else's relationship looks like? Now, if one person isn't fine with it, well then that could be a problem. But if both people are like, yeah, we had sex 3 months ago, you know what I mean? Cool. There's other things to do. Bald eagle. That's why I'm not getting married, because getting out of it would mean losing 50%. But here's the thing: if you cheated, you would probably have to get a divorce. You know what I mean? So yeah, I respect that. Yeah, that's why I'm not getting married. I'm not trying to lose stuff I worked hard for, and I don't have much by choice. Yeah. You were told sometimes that scratching that itch might actually save the marriage. I mean, if your partner allows you to scratch it, I think at the end of the day, it's all about fulfilling your merit. You know what I mean? Like your marital vows. And if you vowed to be in a monogamous relationship, then you're breaking your word if you go outside the marriage bond. But if your partner's like, I don't want to have sex with you, please go have sex with somebody else, and that saves the marriage, fine. I mean, I think there's a reason why so many people do the couple swapping and all that stuff. So, but I think at the end of the day, it's about keeping your word, and only doing that if you have your partner's consent. Sarah said, with trust and belief, we were freaky in the beginning. Let's go, Sarah. Talk about it. Let's go. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Well, yeah, when it was that, it was that. Down the line, you're like, yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. And that means too that, like, if you ever decide to, ramp it back up, you all know it's there. If we ever decide to get back to that, you know what that is. I like that. I like that. That's what I'm saying. I think, and once again, um, I've never, I've never been married. I don't date all that much, so I'm not an expert. But I think marriage is another one of those areas where it seems like there's the prevailing view of what a marriage should look like, and all marriages are different. And so many couples and are doing what they have to do to keep their marriage going, and I think a lot of it isn't the standard stuff. But as long as y'all are both happy, Lil Spence, how's it going? As long as y'all are both happy and ain't breaking no laws, who cares? It's y'all's marriage. Do what you got to do. And I think that's another area, as with so many things. This is why we have to control our own life. I think there are a lot of people in marriages that may not be doing as well as they might, because there's certain things they won't try because they've been told they're wrong. And it's just like, hey, if you just did this one thing, your marriage might be better. I'm not just talking sexually, but just in general. I think there's a lot of people like, my marriage needs to look like this. I've been told this is the way it is. And if they were to do it slightly different, or try some other stuff, it might save their marriage, but they've just been told you can't. Your brother wanted you to be a nanny for his kids? Was he paying? Nah, I would. They had to pay me. When I lived around my nephew, sis had to pay me. You know what I mean? There were times where, hey, I'm running to the store, boom. Um, but yeah, if you going out, you finna hit them streets. And it's a Friday night, and I got to watch him. You have got to pay me. I didn't have him. Yeah, he's nephew. You got to pay you dinner, something, dinner and a 20, something, something. I'm not, nah, nah. The idea of like, oh, since you're the uncle or the aunt, you got to watch them. Oh, okay. Once again, I don't have these problems with family like a lot of people have. I just say no. You want to know the best way to keep family from crossing that line is just tell them no from the beginning. I don't care how your mama act with them, how your sisters act with them. Tell them no from the beginning. Yeah, free time or not, it's my free time. So if you want me to watch them, if I don't say I'll watch them for free, then you got to pay me. That's just me. Maybe I'm wrong. Some of y'all might, it's family. Nah. You want family, even friends, to act right? Tell them no. From the beginning. And if they can't accept the no, stop rocking with them. People don't be trying me. And I don't try my friends because I know they'll tell me no. They'll be, you know? Exactly, Angela. If you don't have kids, you don't have a life. They'd be like that at work. The people sometimes, some of the people with kids act like they get like leeway and they act like they should get more time. I'm like, we all got the same sick time and PTO. That comes with the job. You don't get to put more work on me because you got kids. I got stuff going on in my life. I don't get to take more time off work because I want to watch the Indiana Fever game. That's important to me. I don't get to take time off work because I want to watch the Washington Mystics game. I might love Sonia Citron and Lauren Betts just as much as you love your kids. I don't, but you don't know that. I do love them though. Yeah, you don't get special privileges because you had kids. Nope, nope, nope. And not all parents are like that, but some be trying. In terms of talk about it. Sometimes you gotta say no. Nope. Hey, fortunately, at my last job, my boss was a good friend of mine. So whenever either one of us needed time off, we would just help each other out. So, which is why I love working for her because she respects when I need time off, and I try to always be there for her when she needs time off. But I've worked with other people who, yeah, why are you 2 hours late? Oh, I had to do this with the kids, but I don't have any. But if I'm late, it's like, what were you? Yeah, time off for the WNBA game. That makes perfect sense to me. Wizard, one of the issues I have with marriage is, yeah, like I don't like I am all for loving someone for the rest of your life if it stays like that. I'm all for a relationship. I'm just not for marriage. Like I don't want to sign up. Why does the government have to get my love life? That's my issue with it. And the fact that yeah, I could lose stuff if something goes wrong. I'm not doing it. You know, if you think about it, the reason we fall in love is genetics. The reason we get married is culture. They don't want to talk about it. It's going to get quiet. People will leave. The reason we fall in love is we're human. We fall in love. The reason we get married and agree to like, divorce terms and all that stuff is cultural. That's all society. No, no, no. Biology is the reason we fall in love. Being with someone is biology, genetics. Marriage is an institution created by governments. So I'm all for love. I'm all for partners. I'm all for finding a person and be like, hey, I just want to be with you for as long as we both want to be together. Um, Signing legal documents around it, I'm not for it. Though I respect anyone who sees it differently. I don't think you can argue with it. But I can see if you're like, nah, I think you need to. I'm all for that. Do what you do. I just don't. I tell you, Tyrone, I know people think I just be sitting here talking. I'm telling you, we be dropping game. And once again, I'm not saying marriage is wrong. Please get married if you feel like you should get married. That does not change the fact that it's a government cultural institution. Yeah, Denise, as soon as you get married, then they really get in your business. You ever wonder why it costs money to get married? Why you got to go to the courthouse and pay? They never thought about that. You have to pay. It's not like you just hey, we're gonna go to the courthouse, get married. You have to pay. Why? I have to pay? Who are you? Okay, okay. Let's change the subject. I feel like we're alienating people. You think love is an addiction? Possibly. I wouldn't argue with that. Yeah, you have to pay for the when you go, like, even if you just go to the court for the you got to pay for the marriage certificate, right? Yeah, you do get tax breaks. Hey, I'm good. I get excuse me. I read. I recommend this to everybody. I read and do research, so I get some good tax breaks without being married. Just tell people the loopholes they create for the rich can work for you too. You just have to know about them. Now, some of them don't work because they have to do with large amounts of money. But the ones that don't could work for you too, or they could work for you on a smaller level. You just have to know about them. The reason rich people get them is because they have enough money to hire accountants, so they don't know about them. I promise you, so many rich people do not know about the tax breaks they get. They just have someone who does it for them. We can do the same, especially with AI now. Now, I wouldn't totally trust AI, but you can ask AI to get a idea of where to look. Not Denise. I don't think I'll do a video on it because I don't want the IRS looking at me. Like I said, I don't do anything illegal. I promise you. But I don't feel like that's my message, and I don't want to go down that road because you start making videos like that, people gonna argue with you. You can't do that. Someone's gonna try it and do something wrong, and like this just gets too messy. It's too messy. I pay my taxes, but I get some good breaks and some good write offs. Just because I read. I do read, like, and in the program, a lot of the tax programs these days are good enough to, like, they prompt you, hey, what about this? What about that? Did this do that? Like, a lot of times you can just put your information in, and it brings a lot of them up for you. But yeah, I wouldn't be scared of taxes. I would just do more research. Any AI crypto projects that I like? Nah, I haven't really been into crypto in a while. Tyrone, that is one thing I want to get started on soon. Is the book? Yeah, it's about that time. And thank you for saying that. It's about that time. Yeah, yeah. That's why I've always said I don't want no problem with the IRS. I used to work for the IRS years ago. It was like a seasonal thing. Just putting tax returns in the computer. Um, but that's why, like, I pay my taxes early. I don't do nothing crazy. The tax program goes back over it and checks everything. So, but yeah, I don't think that's my ministry. Talk too much about taxes. Do I like the Seattle Storm? I like Jade Melbourne. I love Stephanie Dolson. Um, they just not good this year, bro. Like, I like the Seattle Storm, but like, and they've changed so much as a team. Um, they were really good when I first started watching the W now, and so I'm not a huge fan this year, but there's some players I really like on the roster. I try to watch every Fever game. I watch a lot of the Mystics games. I feel like there's another team I really. Oh, the Fire. Like, I want to go to a Fire game. Um, Plane tickets to Portland are pricey right now. I don't know why, but Oh yeah, spinning. There was times in years past when I tried to watch every single WNBA game. These days I can't. But yeah, oh, I know about the W. You know, like there's that's a topic I can sit down and hold my own with most people. You know. Oh, they got a hockey team? Seattle? I didn't know that. Nice. Yeah, yeah. You know, I'm WBA, college, women's college basketball, women's college gymnastics. I really like um, women's college softball, and they got pro softball now. But yeah, man, NWSL. I haven't really been able to get into that this season, but hopefully next season, um, I'll be able to get back into that. Who's gonna win it all this year? As long as it's not the friggin' Aces, I'm happy. But I think it'll be the Lynx this year. It'll be it should be Indiana and the Lynx. Or yeah. Wait, are they in the same conference? I definitely think Minnesota will get there. Yeah. They're just, you know, yeah. Do fishing guys make good money, Montana? Denise, I would think so. Um, you know that the Gallatin Valley region is like the fly fishing capital of the world. When I was up in Big Sky, they told me that. I'm like, what? It's like the fly fishing capital of the world. Like, yeah. So I would imagine they make good money. Yeah. I mean, because there's a lot of money comes through to do that. Doopy, how you doing? Good to see you. You know, I the big money comes through to do that. So depending on, does every fishing guy make good money? I don't know, but I'm sure some make really good money. You selling the mosquito spray? I don't think mosquitoes. The one time I really had trouble with mosquitoes in this area, I think was when I was in Yellowstone. There's been other times where there were mosquitoes, but yeah, I really don't get troubled by mosquitoes much here in Montana. Oh, you starting a new job as an electrical apprentice tomorrow, Doobie? Nice, nice. Congratulations. Good night, Queen. See you later. Yeah, I don't really. When I'm out and about, I don't really get bothered by mosquitoes. Sometimes, like at dusk, I've noticed as the sun goes down, the bugs kind of come out, but not mosquitoes. Montana doesn't have a WNBA team. No, they don't have. Do they have any major sports teams? They got college teams, but I don't know if they have any major sports teams. Spider bites, yeah, you know, you're gonna get bit by spiders. Yeah, I don't really wear. People in the past have asked me. Yeah, when I was doing live streams, sitting outside, I remember for a time there, like the sun would go down and the bugs would start coming out, and people would always be telling me to wear bear bug spray. I don't know. I don't like bug spray. It just seems unnatural. Yeah, Alejandro, in certain parts of Montana, there's a lot of money, and more money is pouring in. I've been telling people since 2016, 2015 to come to Montana because there's money here. I did a video. It might still be up. It was like, come work for these rich people in Montana or something like that 10 years ago. And some people listen, you know. Corey come and said, I'm at dinner and had this older couple behind me. This older couple behind me, insufferable. Husband yelled at the waiter for getting wrong order, then took it out on his wife and told her to shut up, eat her dinner. Wow. I'm surprised in 2026 you can get away with that. That's crazy. Why are you watching the live stream at dinner? I mean, I'm glad you are, but tell that man to shut up. You try to hear the stream. Oh yeah, Jason. I'm sure the spray works for the people it works for. I just don't like having it on me. Like I'm fine. I'll get bit. You know, I'm good. You know, that was kind of my thing. Like I don't. If the bugs get annoying, but like I'm okay. Like if I get a couple of bug bites, yeah, I'm chilling. Hey David, thank you, Super Chat Squad. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. I can't put a like on that. Sorry. But thank you. Oh, you're here by yourself? Okay, Court Company. I respect that. I respect that. I mean, even if you was at dinner with somebody listening to the stream, I respect that too. But we just need that dude behind you. Maybe his wife will throw something at him. Throw. No, we don't want violence. That's. We don't know people's situation. I just. That's game over. Somebody tell me to shut up. We're over. We're done. We're done. I understand we don't know those people's circumstances, but that's one of them lines. Yes, I have siblings, Jason. I don't because it's the internet. I don't really talk too much about going into details about it, but I have siblings. Yeah. Yeah, Angela, I wouldn't be in a relationship like that. The first time somebody told me to shut up and eat my dinner, I'm gonna eat it because you paid for it. But that's the last time we're gonna sit down and eat together. I promise you that. That's on the ancestors. Tell me to shut up and eat my dinner. Okay. All right. Enjoy this time with me because this is it. Like I don't. Now trust. I'm gonna order dessert, everything. I'm eating. I'm gonna shut up and eat all my dinner. I'm gonna get a to-go plate with about 2 more entrees. I'm eating all my dinner quietly. And then when you come home from work tomorrow, me and them to-go plates is gonna, is gonna be gone. Now, I mean, some things are strike one, right? Some things are like, hey, we can talk about this, work with this. You might get 3. You know what I mean? Because there's some things I would want to get. Hey, I wanted to be like, hey, Tim, blah, blah. You know what I mean? But something like, nah, everyone, no one in their right mind, everyone knows that's totally out of control. He's choking on his food. Wow. Karma like a mug. But everybody knows you don't tell people, at least where I'm from, where I was raised, you don't tell another grown human being. You don't even tell the churn, shut up and eat your food. Now, if the kid's really getting on your nerves, maybe. If you got like the kids eating and their friends is over and they're all talking, you be like, y'all just shut up and eat. Okay. But like telling another grown up in public, all right, I'd be okay. Yep. Yep. In the southern accent. Yeah, I'm just like there's rules, there's lines. Like don't curse at me. That's one of my rules. Don't curse at me. You can tell me what you need to tell me, but if you throw a curse word in there, it's a problem. And I'm gonna let you know. My mama don't curse at me. In my 46 years of living, my mama never cursed at me. My daddy don't curse at me. They could. Nobody. No, you don't. No. So you're not gonna curse at me because I'm not gonna curse at you. I'm gonna treat you respectful. We can have a discussion and we might get argumentative, we boom boom, but I'm never gonna curse at you. You're not gonna curse at me. I promise you. That's a line. And I don't think I'm asking too much. There's other stuff that might be a more major that I'd be willing to forgive. Y'all gonna think I'm tripping. Y'all gonna think I'm crazy. And I've said this many times. And people don't believe me, but I've said many times. For me, cheating is not a deal breaker in and of itself. The instance around the cheat, like I need to know the story around it. If you got sloppy drunk at the office Christmas party and you ended up in a closet with somebody, and you tell me about it, we can work through that. If that's not your normal behavior. You're like, I don't know, I had 8 drinks and, Greg is hot. Things happen. You come home and tell me about that in tears, we can work through that. Every time we have a discussion, you curse at me, and I done told you I don't like it, we can't work through that. Yeah, I'm dead. Y'all think I'm joking. I'm dead ass serious. Still, like, because that's disrespectful. That's you repeatedly disrespecting me, and I told you. The other one could be a mistake. People make mistakes. I'm going to make mistakes. We can work with mistakes. Disrespect, we can't work with. because I'm not going to disrespect you. And if I do by accident, and you tell me, hey, I'm going to stop. But if I tell you, don't curse at me, and you keep cursing, y'all believe me. You're like, nah, he tripping. I'm telling you. Nah, I don't take throwing either. That's another one too. Don't throw stuff at me. Any of that crazy cursing, throwing stuff, all that. Nah, I don't play that. I don't play that. You can ask anyone I've ever dated. I don't argue like that either. Like we'll have discussions, and when it gets to a certain level, I just leave. I'll come back when you calm, and we can talk about this. Like I'm not with all that drama and craziness. That's what I'm saying. Like if somebody's on that type of time, it's not gonna work. Because once again, that's disrespect. Mistakes, I understand. We all make mistakes. Disrespect is not part of the human experience. Mistakes are. If you throw a stack of money at me, yeah, I'm gonna be offended. Don't throw nothing at me. I don't care about money like that. I got my own money. I don't care about money like that. Don't throw nothing at me. Nah. Just lying, how you doing? Yeah, I'm drama free, TGR, the same. Is it like if she all about drama, it ain't gonna work? But if they're drunk cursing, I'm gonna tell them when they get sober, hey, do me a favor. Like, I don't like people cursing at me. So if it happens again, it's a problem. So please don't get that drunk. Or if you get that drunk, please remember I don't like cursing. Because, I've lost many a good woman because I got drunk and did craziness. So it's not an excuse. Happy Sunday, big balls for you. Okay. Yeah, BHA, you grown. We're not kids. I think that's why people get away with like that guy is doing down there to the steakhouse with Corey Cummins or wherever you're eating. Is because people don't hold people accountable for their actions. Oh, he doesn't mean it. Oh, he does. Okay, and they just keep doing it. Thank you, Angela, for asking people to hit the like button. People just keep doing it. You got to hold people accountable. And I want to be held accountable. Like I said, I'm going to make mistakes. I'm going to mess up. If there's lines you don't want me to cross, tell me. Hey, that's a line, tell. I'm like, okay, sorry. I'm not going, but like, and if we have that, I think we'll have a better relationship, Jason said, throw the money at me. I'll go get earplugs and fancy food and I'll bring extra food back. I mean, hey, I ain't mad at that. I'm not even, like, you throw money at me, I'm not even going to touch it because I'm going to let you know I don't need your money. You throw money at me, you're going to have to pick it up when I leave. You just going to be cleaning money up. I'm not even touching it, bro. Like, what is that, bro? I'm a grown man. You going to throw money at me and I'm going to bend down and pick it up? I'm a whole grown ass man. I don't care who you are, throw money at me. I'm not picking it up. I mean, TGR, if she throwing money, that's different. That's different. She come home drunk and she like, ow, do that thing, daddy. That's different. That's different. That's how you build a relationship up, But if she mad and throw a stack at me, she gonna be picking it up. Nah, once again, y'all don't believe me. I keep telling, and I'm not saying y'all are wrong. I keep telling you, I don't care about money enough. My self-respect is more important than money. That's why certain things on this internet I don't do that could earn me lots of money. My self-respect is more important. It means way more than money. Somebody get mad and throw money at me, I'm gonna pick it up. You must be out. But I ain't mad at you if you pick it up. I just wouldn't. He's in love with a stripper. She roll. Oh, she roll. That was my younger days. Y'all don't need to know about the strip club stories when I was in my early 20s. That's for before we spent all our disposable income on comic books. It was down there to Jazzy Tees and Strokers and them. Actually, mainly Jazzy Tees, but we had a lot of fun. Yeah, Bald Eagle. I imagine seeing that over and over. You'd be like, I ain't trying to do this. Still got it. Unc still got it. Unc still got it. I told y'all. I told y'all. It's like, I know too much. Yeah, Angela, you know almost. You don't know all the stories. You know a lot of the stories. I still got some we ain't put out there yet. There's some that, like, you know what I mean? Like, if we're talking and it's funny and I think it adds to the conversation, but there's some stories I'd be like, well, I don't know if we ever need to bring that up. Ghost Introvert, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Super Chat Squad, I put you a like on that. Said being a nomad and living your life by your rules is the way to go. I agree. For someone who has a nomadic soul, nomadic spirit, I definitely believe that being a nomad, living by your own rules, going from place to place, I think is a vibe. Now, I know not everybody's a nomad, but I do think living by your own rules is the best way for everybody. But yeah, for those of us who have that nomadic spirit, and I think a lot of people do, but they've been suppressing it. But like, bro, get out in the streets, see some stuff, sis. You don't know. Thank you, Ghost. I appreciate the love. Thank you. I appreciate the support. Thank you so much. I had some backsliding days. What do you mean? What does that mean, Jack? I wasn't backsliding. I don't think in my 20s. I was just chilling. Like I hadn't went up to slide back. Like I was. That's where I was at. Jason, I'm at the co-working space and they have music on the PA. That's not my music. Yeah, Alejandro, we never made it down there to Magic City. I told you that wasn't my side of town. You can't go on the other side of town, hang out like that unless you deep. I was solo. I had strippers ask me, "Who you here with?" I'm like, "I'm by myself." They like, nobody comes in here. The gangsters came in there 5 deep. That's how like I was. I'm not trying to make it sound like I'm hard or like that. I was just so smitten by what was going on in that strip club. I would go up in there solo. The gangsters came 5 deep. The pimps came 2 deep. The pimps was coming 2, 3 deep. Because somebody had to watch his back while he was over there getting his money. Um, it was a. I learned a lot about the the other side of. I learned a lot about different parts of life by being in that strip club. Like you know what I mean? I was a church boy, and I lived straight up in the burbs, right? Even though in Atlanta, even the burbs, it pops off from time to time. But I live in the burbs, so to go over to that side of town, deep in Decatur, to the strip club, and it was just open drugs, prostitution, guns. You know what I mean? Like it was just like it was. Dude, they used to call up and tell them, "Hey, we're gonna raid the place. Don't be doing nothing tonight." Other than that, it was anything goes. So I learned a lot just sitting there between lap dances. Like, oh, this is life. You know what I mean? It was yeah. Calm down, Angela. Calm down. What kind of woman will fit to my current lifestyle? It would have to be one key that either is living the same lifestyle or was cool with me living it. Like, if she was like, hey, I understand you're a nomad, so we may not always be living in the same area, or hey, you might go out and do some traveling, come back a couple months later or a month later, I'm cool with that. Or if she's traveling too, it would just have to be a woman who's cool with the lifestyle, but that's not doesn't mean she has to be living it too, Hey, Venture Man, I'm glad to hear that. Glad to hear that. So your channel helped me a lot. You're welcome. You're welcome. Glad to hear that. DYB. This is my same iPhone 11 I've had for 4 years. I did get a better one for my videos of it, yeah. Dude, I also all work like I done it. I threw them away. I threw them away. Does Montana have oil? Possibly. Not like other states I've been to though. I don't see a lot of old derricks around here, no. Do I ever think to myself, what would Jesus do? No. I don't consider myself a Christian. I believe in God. I'm a very spiritual person, but my path to God does not go through Jesus, and that's not a knock. I'm sure Jesus was an awesome dude, and he's helped millions, if not billions, probably trillions. Who knows? But my path to the divine doesn't go that route. So I still say in Jesus' name when I pray, because that's the way I was raised. But Stone Mountain in the building, East Side, Zone 6, let's go. They don't know about that. But yeah, I don't say what would Jesus do, no. Eden said, I'm about to graduate with my bachelor's degree in America, thinking about moving to the UK, worried about family and making it on my own. Any helpful advice? I want to buy these things hold me back. Eden, honestly, I mean, I've never been to the UK, so I can't give any like practical advice on that. I will say though, when you say you're worried about family, what do you mean? It's very understandable you're worried about making it on your own. Do you think you can make it on your own? I think that's a question to genuinely ask. Like, if deep down inside you think you can make it on your own and it's something you really want to do, and you have the opportunity, I say go for it. Worst case scenario, you have to come back home. America will still be here. But yeah, I really would think, hey, do I? Now, if you're like, I really don't know if I can do it, and but if you're like, I think I can do it, I would look into it. There's a reason, like I always say, whenever you have like a unique desire that other people don't have, it's probably meant for you to do. There's a reason something in you is like, I want to move to the UK, when most people don't say that. So I would look into it, Verizon got an $80 deal, new phone every year. Oh, I'm due for an upgrade. I actually went down there to the cricket place the other day because I went in June. He's like, wait until July, they'll have deals. But I'm like, I don't know, Miss Priya, I don't think that's a bad strategy. I'm not saying it's the right strategy though. You said is enjoy life now and worry about your 60s when you get there a bad strategy. I don't think it's a bad strategy. I don't think it's the right strategy for everyone. Just like, hey, work really, really hard until you retire and then live your life. I don't think it's a bad strategy. I think it's becoming less and less practical, but I don't think it's right for everybody. And that's, on this channel, and we talk about, I talk a lot about what's right for me and what I'm doing and what I think might be right for other people, but I'm never going to say something's a bad strategy, unless it really is. If someone's like, do you think smoking crack's a bad strategy? Yes. Yes, I do think smoking of the crack is a bad strategy. That doesn't work for anybody long term, or even short term. Yeah, I at the end of the day, here's the thing too, there's no security. There's no guarantees. So everybody who's putting off enjoying their life till years later, there's no guarantee the years later are going to come. That's my issue with it. There's also nothing that says the path I'm going to take won't have me doing better. This is what nobody talks about. There's a lot of people who jumped out the window, took the leap, did the thing that other people said don't do, and they ended up much better than if they'd stayed in Cincinnati working for their dad down there building furniture. No one ever talks about that. Why wouldn't it work out better if I'm doing what I want to do? I'm going after my dreams. Why wouldn't my life look better if I go after my dreams? So you're telling me if I do all the stuff I don't want to do, my life will look better. Why? because other people did it this way is crazy. I'm sorry, I'm getting worked up. Ghost coming through again. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So Jesus is the only to heaven. We must all read Romans 10:9. Ghost, I appreciate the support. I appreciate the love. But I'm gonna be honest with you, this is not a channel to proselytize or share religious views. So, and I'm saying this so you can't get upset. Um, and if you want to retract the super chats, please do. But if you come through with that type of stuff again, you will get blocked, respectfully. Um, because this is not the place for that. So I appreciate the love, and maybe you didn't know. Oh, that's better. I'll take that. I'll take that money. Super chat spot. But the religious stuff got to go. So thank you. Eden, glad you're loving the channel. Thank you. Erica getting a tattoo tomorrow? Nice. DYB, exactly. If you like, man, I'm worth way more than $20 an hour, and I'm gonna figure out a way to make more than that. Go for it. That's the thing too. They want us to have limiting views on everything. Jobs around here are only paying this much. I can only make, you know what I mean? Like, and if you decide it's worth it to me to stay here, work this job, boom, 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 cool. But never count yourself out. You know what I mean? Understand that, like, in this moment, I'm settling for this, but that doesn't mean I have to. I do believe in God, Johnny. Yes, yeah, totally, totally. I talk to God every day, you know, and I pray to have a continued good, strengthened relationship with Him. My relationship with God, I think, is better now than ever before in my life, simply because it's like it's I won't say it's on my terms, but like I look around and I'm deciding what seems right for me when it comes to interacting with God, right? The rest of my life, everybody told me, this is how you have to do it. This is how you have to do it. That wasn't working for me. So now I look around and I'm like, you know, like I said, nature is my church, right? So when I'm in nature and I'm feeling overjoyed about being on this planet and living life and feeling like I'm a part of everything, and I do believe we were put here, you know, I'm like, how do I feel about that which put me here? And how, left to my own devices, do I think I would interact with that person? So that's what I pray a lot and I talk to God and things of that nature. And there's things that I do that I'm like, and I don't know, you know what I mean? But it's more a feeling than I'm reading somebody's book and following what they say, you know? Delando, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Super Chat Squad, thank you so much. Let me put your like on that. Thank you. So what up, Tim? You ever make a move as a nomad and struggle in a new place? Yes, yes, yes. Yes, there have been a couple times where there was one time, and I can talk about it now because they made me sign a 2-year NDA, non-disclosure agreement, but that's been well over 2 years. There was a time I went up to work up at Jackson Hole. Very nice. If you know anything about Jackson Hole, very nice, swanky hotel. Some of the worst housing, even now I won't say the place, but some of the worst housing I've ever been in. Some of the worst employee housing ever. It was an old hotel room and like a crappy old hotel room. There was like one uncovered light bulb for light in the whole. It was just disgusting, and the workload was just a badly ran place. Wasn't good. And you know, like I had packed up everything and moved there, you know, to work at that seasonal job, and thought it was going to work out. Thought I'd be there all summer, and who knows how much longer. And after about 2 weeks, I just realized it wasn't for me. Like a week and a half, I realized it wasn't for me. So like, I had to figure it out, you know. Actually, it was after about 3 days I figured it out, but it took about a week to like figure out what I was gonna do. And I remember, yeah, being on the phone, my friend Travel Snacks, Allison, talking with her about it. I'm like, sis, like I don't think I can stay here. She's like, you just got there, and I'm like, I don't think I can stay. She's like, hey, if you don't think you can stay, don't stay, don't force it. That's why I'm blessed to have amazing friends. So yeah, I had to pivot. Like I just put everything in the car and I called him like, hey, I'm not coming back. And I had to figure out, somewhere else to go that totally wasn't in the plans. But that's that's the nomad life. So, but you factor in that that's a possibility. As a nomad, like I know, especially like going a seasonal job. There's been times when I was traveling. I'm forgetting the name of the place. Uh, Lake Havasu. Um, Lake Havasu. I was supposed to go there for a week one time. I just had Airbnb. Was going to go there for a week. I was on a whole road trip. I got there and didn't like the vibe. I left 2 hours later. Called the guy. Hey, nothing against your Airbnb. I'm not even looking for a discount. I just don't like the vibe here. Something's off. He gave me like 3 of the days back or something. He's like, I'm not going to give you the weekends back. It was something. He gave me 3 or 4 of the days back. He's like, I'm not going to give you the weekends back or something. But I hopped in my car and drove to Vegas, So it's, as a nomad, I try to factor in that, like, I always try to have like a backup plan if wherever I'm going doesn't work out. Um, so, you always kind of have money set aside and just in your head an idea of like, if this doesn't work out, where am I going to go? Good question. So, like, you learn to live with that possibility so you don't have to be scared of it. It still sucks sometimes, but like you learn, like, okay, this is a possibility. Awesome, Keith. My faith is stronger than ever. Let's go. Jason, I mean, if respectfully, like, if on your channel, if that's the way you want to play it, cool. But I let people know on this channel that's not the way we do it because, like, and I'll give it to the Christian Bible people. Once they get going, they get going. So just like we don't talk politics, we don't talk religion like that. Like we can talk religion, but when people start and when people start proselytizing, that's the problem. If someone says, hey, my life is good and a big part of that is my faith, and I'm so happy that, I discovered, whatever, but that's not a problem. People say that all the time. And that's fine. There's people in the chat right now will tell you that they've said, hey, I'm this religion. Thank you, Angela. Thank you. I was as soon as I finished this sentence, Angela, I was about to go there. And I'm gonna address that in a second too. There's people in the chat right now will tell you that this, hey, understand your things, but I'm a Methodist, and I got a good church, and boom, boom, boom. And even we're discussing certain stuff, people might say, yeah, blah blah blah. I respect him. I kind of view it as a sin, so I don't do it. Fine. When it's in the course of the conversation, and you're sharing your beliefs just because you're sharing, fine. But when people start trying to like convert other people, I don't even try to convert nobody. And it's my channel. I'm always like, hey, just my opinion, whatever you do. But you mean when people are here like, you gotta read, bro, stop. You proselytizing. We're not doing that. And the same, Jason, the reason Angela timed you out, and I was probably about to, the arguing. The other day, respectfully, you was doing the same thing. I would say something, you're like, but what about this? Like, at the end of the day, I try to be a nice guy and be understanding. Angela does too. Shout out to Angela, world's best moderator. But at the end of the day, it's my channel. So I don't have to explain anything. I can block anybody. Respectfully, you know what I mean? I don't want to block people. And when I do block people, it's block with love. But you can't argue with me about why I block somebody. Right? Even if I say I'm wrong. What if I'm wrong? What if I'm up here being totally hypocritical? I can still block somebody. Just like if I'm on your channel and I say something and you say, Tim, don't say that. And then I say it again and you block me. But I'm not going to argue. If I go on your channel and I say, I love chicken wings, you say, Tim, around here we don't talk chicken wings. We vegan as a mug. We vegan as a mofo around here. You get up out of here with them chicken wings. I'm going to say, okay, sorry, didn't know. I'm not going to argue with you. Did you know that actually chickens are a vegetable? You know what I mean? Like, and I know some people, that's just their communication style. They're just very, like, argumentative, but what's the point? Anyway, On a brighter note, Chad coming through again. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Chad. Said I'm new to positivity sticking, even in my worst moments. You be the best at doing a how to start positivity video. See that I like. That text is good. Where's my pen? Thank you, Chad. Let me put you a like on this real quick. Said just a friendly idea. Here's $5. Thank you, Chad. Thank you, and I appreciate that. That's a good. And part of the reason I love streaming and in real time we can talk to each other, and even reading the comment section on videos, is there's things like that I don't think about. And so I appreciate that, Chad. I wish I had my pen. I would write that down. But yeah, how to start thinking positively. I like that. I like that. Thank you, Chad. I'm gonna work on that is a good video idea. Thank you, Chad. Thank you. Thank you for bringing us back to positivity. Luis, how you doing? Good to see you. I'm in Montana. You're traveling to Minneapolis on Tuesday for a J. Cole concert. I'm not mad. I'm not mad. J. Cole's that dude. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. It's good to hear from you. Enjoy the concert. Enjoy Minneapolis and enjoy the concert. Gabriel, I'm glad you feel accepted here. That means a lot. Thank you. D. Thompson, I believe in a couple of what are deemed conspiracy theories. There's a couple if someone tells me something and it has the ring of truth, I might look more into it. Yeah. Gabriel said, I just blocked myself. Geneva, I keep saying I'm gonna go to New York, but I don't know. I went to New York when I was 5 with my parents. I don't remember it, so that doesn't count. But I keep saying I'm gonna go to New York, but I never do. And just going to J. Cole in September. Okay. Yeah, that's next month, bro. Wait, yeah, that's next month. I like Chicago, Denise. I like Chicago. I've been through there a couple times. I think I've been through there a couple times on the train, and then just like passing, and then I went one time and stayed there for like a weekend, 2-3 days. I really liked it. Yeah, when I saw the Married with Children fountain, I didn't know it was there. I grew up watching Married with Children. Christina Applegate is on my list of the 25 most beautiful women ever in my lifetime. So to see the Married with Children fountain unexpectedly, and then just roaming around, and then what is it? Is it called the Miracle Mile? Has all those really expensive shops and all that. Yeah, Chicago was wild. Now, I stayed in a decent hotel, and decent part of town. But when the street lights came on, there was a couple times I was out going to get dinner or whatever. I'm like, oh, you gotta keep it on a swivel around here. Yeah, no, they was out. They was out. So your boy had to. But I like Chicago. I like Chicago. Yeah. Buckingham Fountain is called. Yeah, I'm telling you, that literally blew my mind. I turned the corner. I'm like, no way. I had to Google it. I was like, is the Married with Children fountain in Chicago? I was like, bro, dude, I'm telling you, that is one of the highlights of my travel life. Like when you unexpectedly come across something like that, that's crazy. Let me turn this light back on. Hold on. The light out here is on a timer. So, yeah, the light out there goes off. I don't like sitting in here. The whole building dark. I'm not in Big Sky, Luis, no. No, we not. No, you getting close, bro. You getting close. Yeah, Luis. Yeah, man. Like way back, bro. Way back. Way back. Yeah, yeah. Definitely an OG. Definitely an OG, man. It's good to see you. It's always good when people check back in. You're doing the right thing when people check back in years later. Now, there's some people used to rock with your boy. They don't rock with me no more. You have to keep your head on swivel. I'm gonna be honest. The haunted house, John. I like that. You always have to have your wits about you, but I know me personally. I try to be places where I ain't got to do that. Like when I am up in Big Sky, you don't, you know. That's why I like going up there. Um, but some places you got to keep the head on the swivel. But I like to be in place. I've been blessed to be in, a lot of places where like, nah, you can walk around pretty oblivious and you'll be okay. But then I go to other places and oh yeah, like I have to remember. Like even where I'm at in Montana now, 90% of the time you don't have to be worried. So when I do go back to a bigger city, I have to remember like, oh, like I gotta get my street sense back. I'm like, okay, you know. Oh yeah, Luis. A lot of people from time to time come back through. Um, it's hard to remember off the top of my head. But yeah, a lot of people. Hey, remember me? I'm like, oh yeah, 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 yeah. What up? How's a hotel to tent? I don't know what that means. I don't know, DC. I don't know what you mean. I've never stayed in a tent, so I don't know what you're asking. So Cyan's good, man. Cyan's my brother. You know what I mean? So like, that's the bro. Like, yeah, me and Cyan talk on the phone at least once a month, if not twice a month. Yeah, Cyan's my bro, man. Like that's family. At this point. Hey, see you later, winner. Yeah, well, Cyan never stopped rocking with me. Yeah, me and Cyan been roommates 3 times now. Estes Park, Denver, and then in Big Sky we were roommates. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Nah, he stopped doing his channel years ago, and I still pick on him about that. I'm like, bro, if you still have your YouTube channel, you'd be up right now, bro. Not saying he's not up now, but you know what I mean? He's doing well. But yeah, yeah, he stopped. He said it was taking over his life, and I totally get that. Like, I totally understand. Denise, the positivity comes with work. Well, one of the major things is I try to not focus on anything negative for any length of time. I think we live in a world and a society where the norm is negative. Everybody goes around talking about how negative things are, right? I try not to do that. Um, I want to live a positive life, so you basically go towards and become what you focus on. So if you focus on negativity, you're going to have a negative mindset, which is going to lead to a negative life. That's just science. I don't want that. So I try to focus on positive. And, if there's something negative that happens that I have to deal with, I deal with it. Try to get back to being positive. Meditation over the years has helped. Being out in nature has helped. Like I mentioned earlier, I try to be in environments that are better for me. You know, it's just, and it's a constant thing. It's constant work. I'll find myself slipping, like even like certain music I listen to. I'm like, Tim, that's a little too negative. I'm like, but I really want to listen to that right now. It's like, nah, Tim, like, certain TV shows and stuff. I'm like, bro, like, that's just too negative. I don't watch the news. I'm constantly taking, pretty much every day, almost, don't show me that, not interested. Yeah, it takes practice. It's like going to the gym. It's something that you determine, I want to work on this, and then you just keep working on it. But the thing with like the positive mindset is like once you do enough work to have an overall positive mindset, then you've got it. And then it's just maintaining it. And it's easier to maintain it than it is to get it. So in the beginning, it's really hard because your whole life you've been kind of negative, just not even your fault. But like as you work at becoming positive, and I always say like positive is my default setting now. So I might go negative for a little bit, and then like I'm like, what are you doing? I snap almost subconsciously now. I snap back to positivity, and you can get to that level over time. But it is work. Like it is work. Oh, you remember those Estes Park interviews with Worker? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I interviewed Cyan, Lovejoy, Olive. Yeah, yeah, those good times, man. Like those were some really good times in my life. My life. I mean, I got good times now, but those were really good times. Bernita, good to see you. Yeah, man, and that's it like someone asked earlier, was I always a how you doing GTA? Was I always a positive person? And I wasn't. And honestly, I don't think I knew I would ever become this positive a person. But it was just like, it feels good. So you keep doing it. As you start to, can I have Miss Priya? As you start to see the results, and as you start to like, with negativity comes anxiety. There's a lot of stuff that comes with negativity. The more you're tapped into negativity, and the more you see the world as just a horribly negative place, more anxiety, more stress, more fear about the future. As you get more positive and you start to see that, like, the world's pretty chill. It's got its stuff, but it's a good place. Life is amazing. It is what it should be. Always throw in a Drake quote, now and then. The less stress, less anxiety. You'll still have anxious time. Like last month, June and July were pretty, bad for me. But it was like, hey, this isn't everything. This is going to end. How do we take steps to get through this? And there were some things that were kind of out of my control, but they worked out. But yeah, it's you start to see the benefits, and you want to do more work. It's kind of like if you've been going to the gym, and when you start seeing your body look good, you want to get back in the gym. So just changing to a positive mindset. When you start to see the benefits of it, like you want to do more of it. Hey, glad to hear that, Denise. What's one place in Colorado that's underrated? Boulder. I don't actually. Boulder's highly rated. I don't know. Exactly, Verena. Oh, David, David Russell. You in Manitou Springs, Colorado? Okay. Zip lining? All right. Okay. Sounds good. I've never zip lined. Yeah. If anyone talks about J. Cole or Kendrick, I'll wait a while and then I'll throw some Drake stuff in there because I'm contractually obligated as a Drake super stan. Salita's a super nice town. I have a friend who goes up there from time to time. I've never been there though. Colorado's a cool state. I think Colorado in general is a state that like people know about Denver and some other places, but like, yeah, I think it's still kind of. If people knew how cool Colorado was, I think a lot more people would be there. Same with Montana. I think more people know about Colorado than Montana. But if people knew how cool Montana was, there'd be so many more people here. But it just seems like the other side of the world to people. It's getting better because of the show Yellowstone and stuff. And but Montana's one of those states like they really don't do much advertising. I've noticed. There's some states that are always advertising. Come to South Carolina. A meal that makes me feel positive, steak and chicken wings. Lasagna, but I don't eat it that much anyway. That's what I should go get me some good lasagna. Who's got good lasagna? I know J. Cole is not in the same conversation as Drake. When we're talking about the greatest, the greats, the goats, J. Cole is not in that conversation. He's not. Drake and J. Cole are not in the same conversation. When we're talking about album sales, you're right. Drake and J. Cole are not in the same conversation. When we're talking about number one hits, you are absolutely right. Drake and J. Cole not in the same conversation. I didn't say that. I wasn't going to bring that up, Angela. I wasn't going to say that. Spinning brought it up. The only conversation they would both in, they both rap. That's the only time. That's the only time J. Cole is in the same conversation. They both light skinned, they both rap. Those are the only two conversations. Denise, the winters in Montana can be. This last one was mild, but I've seen some. I've seen some winters here. But you get through them. Hey, Giraffe, you're welcome. And Angela, you're just saying that to troll. There is no way. J. Cole don't even watch battle rap like that. Drake be at battle rap events. Drake be at like URL events. He knows battle rap. He be dating the female battle rappers. Shout out to Bonnie Godiva. They don't know about that. Shout out to Nunu Nails. They don't know about that. Drake is battle rap. He be financing battle rap events. What is J. Cole gonna say? You know, battle rap, you gotta get in there, say some stuff. What is J. Cole gonna say to Drake? That's not equal, right? You're right. You're right. Totally. I'm just saying he's familiar with the art form. He's right up to, you know what I mean? Like he's rubbing shoulders with the best battle rappers in the world, objectively. And he go respectfully. I love you too, Angela. I love you too. You know, we just have to agree to disagree on this one. I would love for it to actually happen, but you know me. If it happened and Drake lost, I'd be the first to be like, you got me, you got us. You know what I mean? I'll ride with whoever I'm riding with, but if they lose, he lost to Kendrick Lamar. I can't say nothing about that. I'll joke and stuff, but at the end of the day, he lost badly. Bad. The only other person who's lost the rap beef worse is Ja Rule. Hey Luis, thank you. Super Chat Squad, thank you so much. Let me give you a like on that. Said these past couple days I've been reminiscing a lot, and to be honest, looking back around those times, I discovered your channel, Tim. You sure helped me mold my perception of life as I was just beginning my adulthood life. Hey, that is awesome, Luis. That is awesome. And it must have been in a good manner because you came back through. It seems like you've turned out okay, doing well, and you came back through and showed love. So I feel blessed, you know, to have put some things out there that helped you out, you know. So whenever Unc does his job, you know, I feel blessed. I feel happy. So I'm glad to hear that, man, because that's what the channel is about, man. In anything we can all do to help each other, help one another, that's what it's about. So Super Chat Squad, thank you. And I appreciate you saying that. That's awesome. Thank you. This chair, I gotta bring my own chair next time. This chair is squeaky. Thank you, Luis. It's good to see you again, man, for real. He said, "Yeah, Ja ruled." Hey, it was a verb back in the day. You got Ja ruled. Man, that dude got Ja ruled. Like Ja ruled. They don't. I forget. That was 20, 30 years. How long was that? 20 years ago. Some of y'all too young to remember the 50 Cent Ja Rule beef, but that was okay. I feel like we're talking about too much rap. Okay, let's move on. People are like, I was enjoying the stream. They start talking about all this rap. See what anybody else wants to talk about. We still got some time. Left. I wonder if my phone. Oh, I bought. I don't know if I'll be able to use it. I bought this. So the plug-in on my phone is messed up to charge it. So I bought this so I can. It's a battery pack. I can just put it on the back. It clicks to the magnetic case on my phone. I can just put it on the back of my phone and charge it while we're live streaming. Tax write-off. Actually, it wasn't that much. It was like $20. So yeah, I'm telling you, we making moves to. I wonder. Let me see. Can I put it on there and put it in the? Hold on. Let's see where I have. Here's my setup here. So I gotta see, will it fit? Oh. This may not work like I thought it was gonna work. Hold on. Oh, yeah. Oh. Like, what is this? Actually, it might be better if I put. Hang on one second, folks. If I put this in there first, and then. There we go. I'm not totally slow. Yeah, okay. I think that works. Where we at? Said you at the time also helped me do, this is Luis, said you at the time also helped me do a complete 180 degrees in terms of finding hope. And with that hope later, I had my peace back. Thank you, my brother. Till my mindset now is strong and unbreakable. Yes, 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 and you're welcome. And that's where we need to be. And that's what I'm saying. Like all this is in line to try to get us to like take back control of our life. Yeah, it should be charging now, Giraffe. Yeah. To take back control of our life and get ourselves into a place where like we believe in ourselves. Get ourselves to a place, like you said, we're unbreakable. Get ourselves to a place where like we know who we are and we're at peace with that. We're content with that. We don't listen to society constantly telling us there's something wrong with us and we need to always be fixing ourselves and working on ourselves and we're never good enough. We can get to a place where it's like, yeah, I'm human. Yeah, I struggle with stuff. Yeah, I make mistakes, but I also do some really cool stuff. And I'm also a pretty cool person. And people like me and people love me and it's okay. And I'm starting to try to like do some of the things I want to do in this life and it's working out. And I think this life thing is going to be okay. And y'all can't tell me otherwise anymore. Because at the end of the day, most of the stuff people tell you to try to like bring you down, it's not true. And even if it is true, we're all human. You're not going to make me feel bad about myself for being human because I'm human. We gotta be, yeah, we gotta control. Denise said, any tips on quitting drinking alcohol? I got a lot of videos about that, Denise. It would probably be easier for me to refer you to some of those where I could go into more detail, just because it is such a serious topic. And I think, even though they mean well, I think a lot of people just blurt out stuff. Yeah, I'm trying to quit drinking. What should I do? Go to AA, drink more water. Yeah, it's one of the hardest struggles in your entire life. And so I'll be like, hey, I got some videos about it. I talk more in depth. Just my thoughts on that. Not saying, I know, but I would prefer someone look into that than, it's hard on a live stream to just kind of blurt something out, if that made any sense. Exactly, Big. You gotta have hope in life. Alfonso, how you doing? Abundance has entered the chat. Let's go. Yeah, like in the whole world around you seems to want you to be hopeless. You know how much money is made off of hopelessness? Happy, hopeful people, they just, chilling, doing whatever. It don't take much to keep them happy. When you're hopeless, you spend a lot more money. You're down. You need something to pick you up. You start turning to your vices. That gets you in trouble with the law. There's just so much more money and so much. Like when you're hopeless, you're giving all your power away. If you're not using your power, somebody else has got it. Or someone else is exerting their power over you. When you're hopeless, you feel powerless. If you're not using your power, it's a lot easier for me to overpower you. If we get to altercation and you just stand there, it's a lot easier for me to beat you than if you fight back. If you're hopeless, you feel powerless, you don't fight back, you're spending money, all this. It works so much better for the people who want to control you. It's so much easier to control you if you have no hope. That's why it's like, bro, like we got to. Let's see what this life for what it is. Cindy said, I'm not religious, but I grew up in a Christian household. I always told that you should let God take control of your life, not yourself. I'm taking great interest in what you're talking about. And Cindy, here's the thing. I think it's a joint effort, right? I mean, I don't have kids, but the analogy of parents and kids and like God and us, I think there's something there. It's like, even though a parent, thank you, Angela, even though a parent wants a child to like, you raise your child so that they eventually go out on their own, right? So, but like even as you're growing, the parent is there taking care of you, but they want you to do your part too. You know, hey, I'm teaching you this stuff so you can learn it, so you can incorporate it in your life, become a good adult. I think the same is true with like God, that which is. It's joint. Like the divine is going to do its part, but we have to do our part. You'll notice, and here's where it gets really deep, Cindy. You'll notice that the people down there to the church, a lot of them, not saying every church, but a lot of the people down there at the church, on the one hand, tell you to like let go and let God, but then on the other hand, they spend all their time telling you what's right and wrong. And now I know they'll say, "Oh, we're just interpreting what God is telling you," but you can't have it both ways, bro. You can't tell me to let go and let God, and then you spend the rest of the sermon telling me what to do and what not to do. So why he only talked to you? There's 300 people in the church. He only talked to you. That's my, and I'm not saying this is just my thought on that. For me, it's a joint thing, right? And it's just like I believe in a higher power. I believe in a God, and like if I believe that like he wants me, or it wants me to like he gave me this life, so I'll live it to the fullest. But I have to do my part, right? Like why would God put me here on this amazing planet and give me free will and then want me to listen to other humans? You know what I'm saying? You ever notice that just let God do but like it ain't it's the people who tell you like the people who are always telling you how to live can't simultaneously be telling you that that's what someone, a higher power wants you. You see what I'm saying? It's like you're not telling me, instructing me on letting a higher power take control. You're telling me to let other men and women take control of my life. The path you're telling me to follow is one that other humans came up with. So you're saying one thing, but you're saying something else. And I think that which put me here on this amazing planet gave me free will, gave me the ability to love and do all this other stuff, I think wants me to take full advantage of that in a positive manner. Just like as a parent, if I provide a beautiful house and a good environment and food and all this other stuff, I do that because I want my child to grow up in that environment so they can be the best human possible. I don't do that because I want them to suffer. I don't do that because I want bad things to happen to them. No, you want the best for your child. I think God wants the best for us. And it works out better when like God does his part and I do my part. You raise your kids, eventually they got to get out there and do it on their own. You don't provide an amazing childhood for your kids so they can stay home forever. Which I mean, in this economic climate, if you find with your kids staying home, that's fine. That's not what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? But they still need to be able to stand on their own 2 feet. So yeah, like I think this is in line with what God wants for us to take control. Not let other men tell us what to do. Why give me free will if I'm just going to listen to what everybody else is saying? That's what I look at it. Hey, Luis, I'll take that. I'll take that. Yeah, big. Time spent in nature I know for me, is amazing. Much love. You're welcome. You're welcome. So thanks for being you and your outlook and views. Keep shining bright. Hey, definitely will. Definitely will. Thank you. Denise, no, I'm from Florida. I lived in Florida. I lived in Georgia. I say I'm from Florida because that's the state I've lived in the most. I didn't come out to Montana until 2015. Then I've been in Colorado a little bit too. So VHF, I think the preachers are telling you what they interpret the word of God to be saying. That's all any other man can do. All any other man or woman can do is tell me what they think the word says or what they think God said to them. That's it. That doesn't mean it's true, and it doesn't mean it's right for me. It doesn't mean it's wrong. It could be right for you. They could totally believe it. But at the end of the day, all anybody can do is tell you what they believe. And if it's working for you, cool. If you listen to that preacher and you say, that sounds like truth to me, I think they are speaking God's word. By all means, show up to the church every Sunday. Let's go. But if you hear some things and you're like, I don't know, bro, like this, you know? I mean, at the end of the day, much love, what's truth when it comes to anything? Truth is what you believe to be true. No one can tell you what truth is. Like, you feel it. You're just like, that seems true to me. No one, there is no, like, we're all human. You know what I mean? Like, who would be the authority? Who can be like, no, that's true? Unless it's something like, this is a can. But then someone could come along and say, I don't think that's a can. That's a shapeshifter pretending to be a can. And you can't prove that that person is wrong. You know what I mean? Truth is what you think the truth is. Yes, Cindy, and I think, it's props to you for that. Because some people sitting up in there and they don't agree with stuff and they just keep going because they think they have to. And it's just like, if you don't agree with something, I think God is smart enough to you know what I mean? Like, this is me personally. If I'm in a church, I'm like, I just don't agree with some of this stuff. I don't think I would be punished if I decide, well, I'm not going to go back. And I don't think God is. I don't think you being in the building is the important thing, right? I don't think God's sitting up there like, hey, I don't care if all of it's wrong. You better be in that building. That's very human. That's human thinking. We put a lot of human thinking on God. That's why a lot of times I say the universe or the divine or that which is, because I'm like, I think we put too much human thinking on God sometimes. You know. But big, you say 2 plus 2 does not equal 5. I could say, yes, it does. Who's right? Prove to me I'm wrong. That's what I'm saying. Like, and you got to think about this deeper, folks. If you say 2 plus 2 is 4, and I say 2 plus 2 is 5, you cannot prove to me that I'm wrong. How would you prove that I'm wrong? What authority would you go to? Because whatever authority you go to, you can bring out any math book you want. I just be like, I don't believe that. Nope. You can't prove what that is true. There are things that like most people believe and the math works out. But if I decide it is not true for me, you cannot convince me. This is why the mental health hospitals are full. You know what I mean? Like some people, because of whatever, different things, they don't see the world a certain way, and you can't convince them. Gabriel said, after breaking free from a cult, I could never see myself in that situation again. I believe in a God of freedom, not slavery. Yes. Or constant judgment. Exactly. God is, at the same, you can't tell me God is love, and at the same time tell me like he's going to burn sinners forever. Luis, we're trying to plan some trips sometime soon, hopefully. Yeah. I was waiting for the next one. VHF, block with love, my friend. Block with love. Once again, it's hard to explain this because we're very locked in on, especially like math. You can't prove to me if you put 4 apples on the table and I count them and I go 1, 2, 3, 5. there is nothing you can do to prove I'm actually wrong. All you can say is, I was taught that it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and everybody else I know says it's 1, 2, 3, 4, but you can't prove to me that it's 4 apples if I think it's 5. What would you say? Like, you see what I'm saying? You believe it's 4 apples because your entire life you've been told it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and everybody around you says it's 1, 2, 3, 4. But if I say no, it's 1, 2, 3, 5, you can't prove to me that I'm wrong. There's nothing you could do or say other than everybody else thinks it's 4. And I can be like, well, I think it's 5. And my friend Curtis thinks it's 5 too. We're the only two that are right. This is the point I'm trying to get across, and it's hard because people just keep bringing up examples of stuff that, once again, people universally say is true. But if someone disagrees, you can't prove truth. People just have to believe on their own. Nah, Cloud, I don't believe in all that. I feel like you've asked me that before. I don't believe in all that stuff. Nah. And I don't. And like I said last time, I don't want to talk about that. So I'm not going to answer that question again, respectfully, because I'm pretty sure last time you asked that, I said I didn't want to talk about all that. So respectfully, Gabriel, I don't do favorites. I do like the color black and the color orange, though. Listen, if you have 4 lives before you die, that's fine. Listen, how you doing? Yeah, Kyle. Yeah, it's perspective. It's all perspective. I mean, hey, earlier, listen, we was talking all kind of craziness, but we got a little serious. Every now and then we get serious. 8264, how you doing? Every now and then we get a little serious. Exactly, Alfonso. Just live your truth. You don't. And that's the thing. You don't have to prove your truth to anybody else. You can talk about it. You can discuss it. You don't have to prove your truth to anybody else because you can't. We live in a society where like people feel like it's very important to prove, but it's just like this topic here. I know I won't be able to convince people about what I'm saying now, so I'm gonna let it go, because it's deeply ingrained in our minds that like this is true, this is not. But you know, hey Rob, I appreciate you saying that. Yeah, dialogue, exactly. Dialogue over debate. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't mind. We can even have a light debate, but like, yeah, like when the line is crossed. You know what I mean? Like, we can have different viewpoints and be respectful about it. Um, it's the and once again, when it comes to the religious thing, we can talk about it all the time. I think the phone's still charging, giraffe. Giraffe. I can't see like when I'm live streaming, it doesn't show me if it's charging, but I think it is. But with the religious thing, when people start trying to like proselytize, that's when it's the problem. If you can be like, nah, I agree. Like when if someone says no, I kind of think this, cool. But when people are like, well, you'll know at Judgment Day when the blah 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 blah, that's bro, stop. No, stop. Lucinda, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Super Chat Squad, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you for the continued support. Thank you so much. We'll try not to be so serious. Source, how you doing? And it is because religion and politics are so polarizing. And maybe sometimes I cross the line and I talk too much about religion, and then when people try to, maybe I am a little out of line. Yeah, when people say it's the only way, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you talk about blah, 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 you accepting, but when you say yours is the only one, I'm like, bro, stop. Like, relationships over religion, let's go. Out of all the beliefs in the world, yours is the only one. You're allowed to believe that. But like when you come into a live stream on YouTube, and try to convert us. Like, bro, we was just talking about strips clubs and rap beefs. We he- and maybe it is that encoded. Maybe it just sounds that way. That's why I say don't even bring it up. You know, I try very hard. That which is the divine, the universe, God. I try not to be, but people like and I'll be honest. I get it so much. I think I'm a little hypersensitive to it. Cause like y'all, like I read all my like that's most of my comments, and I get it in my comment sections constantly. And I think that's why I'm a little hypersensitive to it. Cause I just see it all day, every day. Is people trying to like convert me, and I'm like, bro, like, thank you, but like, I'm good, you know. Lucinda, we got to start writing the book. Like that's on the list. Um, I'm not currently writing anything, no, but I want to. Hey, hang on, ladies and gentlemen. What? I'll hold on. There's literally no one here, but why didn't the light come on? Okay, we back. Okay, sorry about that. I had to run to the little boys' room real quick. Where we at? Okay. Nika, check it in. How you doing? Yes, source. Someone mentioned that our last live stream. I could write a book that way, but I don't. Like, I kind of want to do it myself. Yeah. Nice try, Barbara. Source to have a they call it a nomad desk here, which basically means you can like those tables or those tables. Um, basically you can sit at like any of the tables and stuff throughout the room, but you don't have a set desk. Is 240. Oh, I thought you meant the whole co-working space. It's for me. I paid $240 to have access to the co-working space. So yeah, that's a really good deal. 24/7, like it's open 24/7. So I yeah, I'm telling you, that's a nice co-working space. Even though y'all keep saying I'm in a closet or a bathroom, it's a nice co-working space, man. Yeah, and that's a really good bit, and they have offices. Like I think the offices are like $1,000 a month, but I think most of the offices, most people here have an office. But yeah, bring in some extra revenue by just having places where people can just come and work is pretty cool. J4, you know me. Oh yeah, I know Jans. Oh, I know. Yeah, free drinks too. Yeah, I'm telling you, and I've in different cities over the country. I've looked at co-working spaces, because like I told, like the owner gave me a tour. But like I told him, I was like, I just need a place. If I'm just sitting in my Airbnb or in my apartment, I'm not gonna do no work. I'm gonna start watching YouTube videos and other stuff. Um, but like if I come to this space that I paid money for, I got to work. Like I got some things I want to do, like starting next week. I'm probably usually I come at night, but I'm gonna start coming in the day because I got some work I'm trying to get done. But yeah, like if I'm spending and I like it too. The Wi-Fi is very strong here. Um, so that was part of it too. The which got me looking at this place. The Wi-Fi in my Airbnb, it's a two-bedroom townhome. And if I'm home and the other person in the other room is home, the Wi-Fi kind of drops down. So I'm like, bro, like I need good Wi-Fi. So the Wi-Fi here is amazing, So that was another reason I wanted to get it. It's like it's just for for what I do. It's good to know there's a place I can come to, and like I can come. I think I can rent conference rooms. This conference rooms you can rent, which I think I get some free conference room hours with my monthly thing. I gotta check on that because I might rent a conference room one day to stream out of there. But yeah, it's a good deal. Like I've looked at co-working space all over the country. This is one of the best deals. Yeah, I mean my Airbnb is amazing. That's the only issue is the Wi-Fi. And here's the thing though, I've noticed that happens with Airbnb sometimes because most people don't. A lot of people don't, especially if they're older. They don't use the internet like that. You know what I mean? So or even if they do, there's only one of them. Like how many Airbnb hosts actually like, okay, three people come over and let's all use the internet at one time and see how it is. Like when they come in, the internet's fine. So it takes someone being like, hey, when two of us are here and one person is FaceTiming and one person's streaming or the internet gets a little slow, that's the only way they know. Because like most people like watch TV. If people watch TV, so you know what I mean? Depending on who your clientele is. Um, so I think they just don't know, you know? And y'all know me. I'm a pretty easygoing person. So when I leave, I do think I'll send them a message and say, hey, um, the Wi-Fi is a little spotty if there's two people here. But I'm chilling. You know what I mean? I don't. When I first got there, I was annoyed because I'm like, bro. When I first got there, I was annoyed. Um, thank you for that troll alert. I caught it. When I first got there, I was a little annoyed because I'm like, bro, like I paid too much to not get good Wi-Fi. And then this was a conversation I had with myself. I'm like, Tim, we don't whine and complain. We figure stuff out. You know what I mean? Like we don't play the whiny complaining game, right? I was like, we figure stuff out, and that's when something was like, boom, co-working space. I think I Googled. Honestly, I chat GPT'd. That's why I like chat GPT. I said the why. I literally said the conversation. The Wi-Fi isn't that good in my Airbnb, but because and ChatGPT knows I have a YouTube channel and everything. I was like, but I need good Wi-Fi for my YouTube channel. What can I do? And it was like look for co-working spaces and other stuff, and I'm like, oh right, because I know I can go to the library and they have study rooms, but I literally hadn't thought about co-working spaces, and I'm like, that's right, I haven't looked at co-working spaces here, so yeah. Cloud, I'm not gonna marry someone. A, I'm not getting married, and B, I'm not gonna marry somebody with a dog with a foul odor. So the questions like that that's never gonna happen to me. Because I'm not gonna marry you if you have a sick or nasty dog. Like, hey Kyle, sometimes it's good to have them reality, see them videos that stop us and make us go, you know, those ones that sometimes I know for me, like every now and then I watch something and I'm like, ooh, it hits me like in an uncomfortable spot. I'm like, ooh, wait, that's right. You know, those where I'm like, uh, yeah, like I said, we talked about this earlier. I'm chilling. So unless the situation is totally aligned for both of us, for us to be together, I'm not gonna be with that person. I respectfully, I don't understand people who get caught in these situations and be like, well, what am I supposed? Don't date the person. Like you knew the dog stank before you'd start dating her. First day, you was like, "What is that?" She's like, "Oh, that's Mr. Triggers, huh?" Like, I'm out. I might stay for a couple nights, but then I'm out. You know what I mean? Like, I just see all these people go into situations knowing there's red flags, knowing something is off, and then later they're like, "I don't know what to do." You should have never kept going, bro. You should like what you can't. You know what I mean? Now, if you totally get blindsided by something, y'all been married 2 years, and one day she brings a dog home. It was my sister's. I gotta keep it. You know, but like, nah, bro. You see the red flags. You see, like, you know, you can't deal with certain stuff, and you keep going. Sometimes in life, and it doesn't always feel good. Y'all know what I'm talking about. There's times when you wanted to do certain things. You're like, nah, I just don't think that's gonna work out. I gotta back out of the situation. You don't want to back out of the situation. But you was smart enough to just be like, hey, that's not gonna work for me. And instead of like it becoming a major issue down the line, I'm just gonna back out now. You know, if it ain't gonna work, it ain't gonna work. You can't. You just well, I'll deal with it now. Then maybe it'll go away. Sometimes you just gotta be like, well, this ain't the situation for me. Sucks. Would have been nice if it was. I low key wish I could have stayed at my job longer. Nope, wasn't the right situation. We've had more trolls tonight. We've had more trolls tonight than the past like 2, 3 streams. That's crazy. God, I agree, and I think the same is true for women as well. You know, I think they want peace and loyalty. You know, and there's a lot of men who don't understand that when it comes to women. You know, so I think most of us all want the same stuff. There might be little things that women may value more than men. I think women like to feel secure a little more than men. I found that out that's pretty high up there on a woman's list. If a man doesn't make her feel secure, I've noticed that's a problem. Um, Whereas I don't think men are looking for that in women. You know, little things like that. But at the end of the day, I think ultimately we all kind of want the same stuff. Yeah, it's been busy tonight, Angela. We've both been sniping tonight. That's how you know you do it. That's how you know you're on the right path. That's also how you know the algorithm is recommending your chat to other people, to stream to other people. But yeah, like that's how you know you're on the right path when people just it's so much good energy, they gotta come in and be a part of it in their own weird, trolly bad energy way. You know. Yeah, we got this. We've been doing this a long time, Angela. You know. Yeah. But yeah, it's funny. Yeah, sometimes you have a stream, no trolls. Other times people come in and say all kind of crazy stuff. Still not the premium level troll that we want, right? We still haven't got that premium level troll we're looking for. You know, I want to be impressed by a troll. I want to get trolled and not realize it. I'm like 30 minutes in, I'm like, hey, Angela, is he trolling? Is she trolling? I don't know. You know, that's what I'm looking for. Oh, don't put that in the chat. There's somebody in the chat right now who's like, that's what I'm doing. Y'all just haven't seen it. Y'all just haven't seen it. Hey, the good news is, Kyle, I think whatever we're looking for and whatever we need, here's what I think about the dating scene. I honestly think most people are decent people. Um, and most people who are looking for a relationship are looking for the same thing. I do think that, a lot of us have been through some things. A lot of us might have, some issues when it comes to dating and other people. And, I think we're all trying to do the best we can in the world that we live in now. And I think that causes a lot of the issues. But at the end of the day, I think most people are good and they want a good partner, you know? And I try to, and I think it's cool that like this is what I need. This is what I'm looking for. And I think there's good men and women out there. I know there's good men and women out there. So I try to look at it less from a oh woe is me dating sucks point of view, and more from a like this is what I'm looking for in a woman, and if it's meant to for me to find her, I'll find her. And so it's kind of a positive thing. It's less of I'll never find anybody, and it's more like bro, I might find her one day. You know what I mean? Like, and if not, I'm chilling. But like it's going to be the most beautiful day ever. When I walk into a place and I find her and I'm like, wow. So I try, it's more of a positive, this could happen thing for me than a like, oh, just sitting around thinking about all the negativity in the dating world. Healing. I'm not going to Arizona. No. I will be doing some traveling. My Airbnb is up August 31st. So yeah. Hey, I said, if you in Arizona, you ever want to visit, enjoy some off-grid living, okay, cool, cool. Hey, if I'm ever down that way, remind me, might come through. Hey, see you later, source. Yeah, I'm about to bounce here in a minute myself too. Hey, the chat's just been good tonight, man. I'm on a roll. Hey, 9:31. I'm glad I can help you get to sleep. That's high praise. That's a good compliment. I ain't mad at that. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm gonna jump off. I was only gonna go like 3 hours, but we're having such a good time, went a little longer. But I really probably should hop off, get up out of this bathroom, head home, eat some of my dinner. I'm getting a little peckish, and we gotta let Angela go. She's been here narrating this whole time. So big shout out to Angela, world's best moderator. Big shout out to the Super Chat squad, came through showing love. Thank y'all so much for the support, the love, the abundance. Big shout out to everybody who was a part of the stream, the OGs, people who came back like Luis, the lurkers, everybody. Even the people we blocked with love. I think you can still tune in. Even the people we timed out, feel free to come back. Thank y'all so much for the comments, the questions, the love, the emojis, everything. Thank y'all so much. Definitely the money. Thank y'all so much. I love each and every one of y'all. I mean that. We'll talk again soon.